Hey, it's us. It's your Icewind Dale Rhymer Reason crew. Back with another episode. Hi. Hello, everybody. Welcome to WASD 20.
Hello.
We're going to be playing some D&D tonight, and it might be the last time for a long time that we play some D&D together. We're excited here. And we thank you all for being here along with us, and especially for those of you who have been along with us for so long. We're glad you're here and glad you've shared this epic journey with us. Before we get going, actually, can we get a sound check, guys? How you doing tonight?
Good.
Doing great.
Good.
Super keen, super excited.
All right. Go ahead and let us know how our levels are, if you can hear everybody. That's great. Before we get going with further D&D-ing, how about our sponsor, Hero Forge? Boop, boop. I do want to thank Hero Forge for sponsoring this stream over the last year and a half. They've been an awesome sponsor and a great supporter of what we're doing here. So, huge shout out to them. They make the best custom character builder you can find. We made all our tokens with them. Our intro art that you saw during the Start Soon screen. All that stuff is made with Hero Forge. They have so many tools and they're always adding more. You can, of course, order your characters in full 3D printed miniatures in color or non-color, so you can paint them up yourself. You can 3D print them at home on your own as well. And they're just always adding new stuff. They got lots of different materials. And man, I just love Hero Forge. Check out these awesome April Creators Guild Spotlights. Go over to their Twitter account and you can vote on which is your favorite. They just make awesome stuff. So, huge thank you to Hero Forge for sponsoring the stream over the last year and a half. They've been a great company to work with. Stand-up individuals and a stand-up team. Also, I do want to give a shout out to Syrinscape as well. Michael's been running that here and there for our sound, and appreciate the hookup there from Syrinscape for a lot of our sound effects and music. Yeah. Cool. Well,
Michael, did you prepare like a sound escapade for that soundscape? Thanks. Just random.
Oh
sound.
yeah. Do you have a little? No, that's fine. It's perfect.
You just beat the level.
There we go. All right.
Awesome. There's
Everything
nothing you can
need.
throw at Michael that he's not ready for when it comes to Syrinscape. He's always got it.
Johnny on the
up.
spot. Yep. Yeah, they're good at giving you the stuff you need right at your fingertips. So, yep. Cool. All right. Well, again, great to see you all here. I'll give a little recap of where we are in our session. We are in the ancient city of Ithrin, a part of the Netherese Empire. Buried beneath the Reghed Glacier, the players have come here in search of perhaps wealth and treasure, but also perhaps a means to end the never-ending winter that Icewind Dale finds itself in because of the grasp of the Frostmaiden Auril. She casts her spell each night, flying across the night sky on her rock and keeping the sun at bay, keeping Icewind Dale in darkness and cold. It's been several years now since the people of Icewind Dale have seen the sun. It has been several years since they have had a thaw and been able to see new, sprouts growing out of their gardens, or been able to see any amount of grass or new life growing. And they are weary. So these 4 adventurers have taken it upon themselves to solve many of the problems around Icewind Dale, and now are exploring if there might be a way to defeat Auril herself. So, guys, before we jump into play, I wonder if you would actually briefly just introduce your characters. And that's something that I probably should have done more for the newcomers who to the stream, but Let's go ahead and start with Grukvar, Alex.
Grukvar is a Duergar and a sort of a refugee or an outsider at that from his own kin, and an apostate in terms of the way he views the world compared to the way most Duergar do. And so he's tried to sort of reform himself and also hopefully provide a path for other Duergar who wish to escape that way of life. He is like any other Duergar, pretty kind of dour and grumpy, but with a little bit, just a hint more sort of grace extended to others than you might expect, I would say.
Mm-hmm. Good. Why don't we go up to Michael and Nicos?
Yeah, hi. So I play the role of Nicos, the Mind Flayer, a character who once upon a time was a red wizard by the name of Tamalios Satin, who was afflicted by a illithid mindworm and spent a long time getting to know these comrades and slowly falling victim to the affliction of the brain gorger. Last week or last session, he finally succumbed and completed his transformation into the illithid, and I mean, it was kind of an emotional thing because it was a character death without a character death, as it were. So heightened emotions for that one. As for what his motivations are, they're still quite mysterious. He's after something of a rod of power, and after having devoured the brain of a brain in a jar, helmed horror type thing, he has learnt that with said rod of power, he may be able to control some large structure here in the city to be able to change or even alter time itself. To what end Nicos intends to do this, and for what purpose is still a mystery. But the illithids are a hive mind and very malicious type of being, and whatever it is probably no good. For the time being, at least, Nicos has agreed to help the others in a bid for self-sustaining, but the others have no intention of allowing this mind flayer free reign over what could be a very powerful weapon and a device for their kind. So yeah, that's where we're at. That's who I am, and that's what I play.
Awesome. Will.
And he's Fizwick's best friend that gives him treats.
Was.
It was Fizwick's best friend, yeah. Fizwick. I play Goblin Fizwick. He loves burning things, fuzzy things, stealing things, shooting things. He likes moonlit nights. And he's actually derived from discovering that I could do the golem voice pretty good and wrapping a character around that.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
I like Saturday morning cartoon characters. I love 80s cartoons, and I love how there's always one guy on it that's kind of borderline an asshole, and he's only got a little bit to say every now and then. So that was like, oh, that's me. So I could just be myself, and that's Fizwick. It's an embodiment of me.
Nice. Yep.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Ryan.
Yo. So I started the game as a genasi by the name of Clay, and it turned out that Clay was hiding. He was running from his past. He was ashamed of what he had done and trying to atone for it. And so he discovered that a magical blade that he carried with him helped him in that it magically disguised him, turned him into who he was. Once he didn't need that anymore, his real self, Dranyaj, the Luxodon, came forth, and now I am I'm pretty okay with myself, and just enjoying being an adventurer, and I also find myself extremely large, larger than normal. I am, without Grokvar's help, 23 feet tall, 21 feet tall, 21 feet tall. Like those 2 feet matter at that point.
Yeah.
And now with Grokvar's help, I'm somewhere in the neighborhood of 14 feet tall, 13 and a half. I don't know, something like that.
11.
11. Well, yeah. Well, I think so. I don't know. I have it written.
Yeah,
down.
half the size. So if you're 22 or whatever, then you're.
Oh yeah.
You're
So
11.
I was 22. I'm 11 feet tall now.
Yeah.
Still large for my size. So, although currently I'm laying down unconscious, bleeding out, doesn't really matter how tall I am.
Pretty short now.
Yeah,
I'm
maybe
pretty
2.5
short,
feet at the belly.
Yeah, about 3 feet. Yeah, maybe 3 feet. If I breathe heavy.
Big giant elephant. Yeah, we've seen some serious character transformations from Nicos and from Dranyaj, so yeah, it's been cool. All right. The room you guys find yourselves in now, the dust has settled. You are in the central spire, in the study of none other than Iriolarthas, the Demi-Lich, the former great wizard ruler of the Netherese city of Yithrin, but over the years wasted away, enveloped in the madness of this city, the arcane blight taking hold over it. Iriolarthas is no more, defeated at your blades and magic. And around you the dust settles over the study. There are books, there is rubble, just kind of gathered over the years, clutter. And you feel a cold come through the window. You hear the cracking of ice overhead, getting louder and louder. And from another part of the city, you see cascading down from the roof of the cavern, just ice. A building or two in the distance being crushed underneath the ice as this bright blue light pierces the sky and lodges into the ground to the north of where you are now. You see this through the window. The study itself looks like it might have some items of value. What would you guys like to do?
Grokvar is suspicious of any mind flayer in the best of times, but after being in the city of Yithrin for a while and becoming even more paranoid, he looks across the room at him as he crouches next to Dranyaj and says, "You, Flayer, stay put where you're at right now. Don't move a muscle."
Without missing a beat, as Nicos has made it very clear that he has no intention to adhere to any of the instruction given by the Durgar. I'm going to look for what could be the rod of power that I was searching for.
Yeah. So Nicos continues moving and searching through the rubble.
Grokvar reacts to that. And
I'm still flying as I do so.
okay. How far off the ground are you?
Depends on where I'm looking. When we last left off, I was battling the creature in the air, so I'd say like what 10-15 foot roughly was where we were battling Nate.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. I'll bring up the map here.
What is the room? What is it made out of? Like, what's the material of the walls and the floors and that sort of stuff?
Yeah, it's stone brick, very finely polished, but definitely quite dusty. And I would say there's probably, a lot of gathered rubble, just all around. There's a lot of books in here. Can you? Oh, I'm sorry, the viewers can't see that very well. My bad. There we go. Then there's like more rubble like here. That's maybe, I imagine Nicos kind of looking through some of this. There's more over here, and there's like some piles of rubble and just junk up there.
Okay. Well, if Nicos is flying, then Grukvar just and it isn't regarding what he's saying. I'll just perform a medicine check on Dranyash. Can I do that?
Yes, you can, absolutely. To the question about, our party did level up to 11 between this session and the last, but no hit points and stuff do not reset. Spell slots do not reset.
Thank you.
Yep. All right, what'd you get?
24.
All right. Yeah. Dranyage is stable.
Yay, which brings me to 0, right? Not.
Right. You're still at 0. I think you're still unconscious too. You're just not.
For whatever
not
reason,
dying.
D&D Beyond does not let me back out of death save mode.
Well, maybe just take 1 point of healing and we'll call it, and then it should let you.
Yeah, there it goes.
Or just mark successes if you want to.
Well, that doesn't work either. I just tried it.
Oh gosh. It's gonna make you actually roll them, and if you roll too many fails, I'm sorry, that character's just deleted, gone.
No.
All right, so Nicos does see some things in the rubble, but you'd have to like actually get down and like pry it apart or remove some of the rubble somehow in order to really look.
Sweet. Yeah, I'm gonna go down and I'm gonna again just use kind of mage hand and start clearing some of the rubble. I'm looking for this thing. I'm not rushing, by the way. I'm not trying to like, and Grukvar could probably notice this quite easily. It's not like I'm trying to race anyone for anything. It's like very deliberate, very like, okay, where would this be? Maybe it would be here, and then just move some stuff. Yeah, there's no mass exertion of energy here for this.
Mm-hmm.
Grukvar says to Velen to keep an eye on Nicos, see if he finds anything, and then goes to the upper deck there, the upper story, where you've demarcated on the sort of left side of the screen there, and starts investigating.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, Nicos, go ahead and roll me a investigation. Well, we'll do perception for both of you guys.
Okay.
While that's happening, Fizwick's gonna sneak over and try to find a place to hide and watch, hide and watch Villain at the same time.
Okay. Yeah, you could probably like hide in some of the rubble up here or something.
It's getting late in game. I don't trust her. She's gonna pull some shit. It's gonna be
I'm
now.
gonna very quickly throw this out here, just so that everyone can see this. There is my good old.
The natural.
There is the natty 20.
All right. So, and Grukvar, what did you get?
24.
Okay.
Not a nat 20, but a 16 plus 8.
Yeah. Oh wow, 8. Dang. All right. So perceptive. Grukvar, you find in the rubble a scroll, and you also find a spell book. Nicos, you find Oh, and Grekvar, you do find... Nope, actually... Yes, you find an intricate crystal rod as well. It looks very finely crafted. Nicos, you find a fully charged Staff of Power. You pull this out. It has just these intricate swirls carved into what appears to be kind of hammered metal around wood. These intricate swirls, and here and there, a skull kind of worked its way into these swirls. And at the top, just a big kind of dark orb.
Nicos holds this up, and I will actually drop my staff of fire. Like, it's still charged, by the way. I think it's actually
still Nicos, or does he go by something else now?
No, Nicos is his name. So
Okay.
Nicos was actually, so this is again fun fact. Nicos was actually a alternative name that Tamalios was using because he didn't want people to know he was a red wizard. He didn't know that the name was actually fed to him by the slug in his brain, which was its true name. So he was already going by what his true name would be.
Cool.
Okay, so just super quick. There are 6 charges on the Staff of Fire, if anyone wanted to pick that up, as it drops to the ground.
Villain would probably pick that up.
Yeah. Because Mind Flayer Nicos is very dismissive of this is no longer of use to me. Feeling his energy surge through the Staff of Power, Nicos then turns his attention to his next objective. I presume from the information I had from the brain that I devoured, I know where to begin the ritual to use the Staff of Power to turn back time.
Yes, the obelisk in the northern part of the city is the place. And I think... I'm not sure how much you all would know that, but certainly Nicos would. That is...
I think in an earlier session, Nicos did. I mean, he told us he was looking for the Staff of Power.
Yeah.
And
But I hadn't Nicos hadn't spoken specifically on what he intended to do or how he intended to activate it. So knowing this, Nicos will the betrayal. You know what? No. Okay, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to have Nicos, and again, I want to reiterate to Nate as well that there is no rush on this. So I'm taking... It's a leisurely stroll for Nicos at this point. But Nicos is going to fly, just looking at Albert Rodeo here.
Mm-hmm.
Nicos is going to fly out the window. If they're presuming there's a window up here, which I think there was. Yeah, or otherwise I'll go back down and then out the balcony window.
Yeah, there's a window.
And and I intend to head to the north. However, what I want to do as well is I want to cast Wall of Force from the Staff of Power on the window itself.
So that no one can follow.
Correct.
Yep. Okay.
So as Nicos flies out, he just sort of and like taps the staff on the air itself, and then just this sheen of what would it look like for the I'm gonna say like this almost like a quasi-elven ice wall of like thorns rise up as force energy, preventing passage through the window.
Yeah, nice. Yep. As you do so, Valin, as soon as you kind of fly, Valin says, "He has the staff!" And she kind of cries out, "Where are you going?" Just a little too late.
Nicos will respond psychically to all those in the area. And he says, very, very abruptly, to the future. A better future.
So where you're going, you don't need roads.
Yes. Well done.
I understood that reference.
All right.
If we look out the window, Nate, you described earlier that like a stream of blue light coming down through the ceiling of the cavern.
Yeah.
If we look out the window, do we see, first of all, did any of us see that when that was happening?
Yeah, I would say you all saw it. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I would say Nicos in particular would definitely see signs of struggle and destruction below. A few frost giant skeletons kind of marching. You see on the move, you see a couple of wolves kind of running through the streets, big white wolves with Nothics kind of duking it out. You see a tomb tapper swinging its huge hammer at one of the frost giants. Definitely some signs of a struggle taking place, mostly in it would be this part of the city here. And Professor Scant says, "Did you find anything of useful there, Grukvar?"
I unroll the scroll that I found and survey it and kind of look it over and see if I can figure out what exactly it is.
Yeah. Go ahead and make me an Arcana check.
Ten.
Okay. You noticed a picture of Tarask, and and Professor Scant says, "Now, didn't we hear something of this? I do believe we did."
Even the Nothics had information on this back in the Caves of Hunger.
Oh my goodness, this is incredible. And Valin says, "Calm down, Professor Scant. You're not supposed to have emotions. You're just a Professor Orb." He says, "Well, I am honestly quite excited as a Professor Orb can be by this discovery. I happen to be an expert on the Tarask. Thank you very much. Well, be very, very careful with that there, Grukvar."
But do you have any information on what this does? I imagine that the script on this scroll is probably, is it Laros? Or what's the
Yeah, probably
Netherese?
Loros or whatever. Yeah.
Laros?
Yeah, I mean, for the sake of game purposes, like, you would be able to read this and use it.
Okay.
Yes.
So it's some sort of scroll that
will summon
creates
a Tarask.
a Tarask or summons a Tarask?
Yep.
Okay,
That's what the Nothics told you.
right.
Yeah.
Now, what about the spell book? Is there an indication? I'm assuming that is it very ornate? Does it seem like it probably belongs to or belonged to Iriolarthas?
Yes, in fact, it did. Yep, I can give you a description of that here. It has like bugs, like it's this fine leather, and what looks like bugs kind of like pressed into the cover in strange spots, just like beetles and spiders, and like just kind of like with a shellac over them almost, just kind of pressed into the cover. And it is full of many spells. Yeah, you know, you're not a wizard, so I don't imagine, you know, you're going to be able to learn these, but yes, there are a bunch of spells in there. Let's see here. Trying to find it. Yeah, anyway.
In the interest of time, I think that given what's happening around us, Grukvar just slides it to Velen
Yeah.
and says, "You'd get a lot more out of this than I would."
Yep.
And Grukvar also says to everyone in the room, we've got to find a way to get that portal open to get back out of here. And everyone split up, take a corner of the room, and survey what you can. See if you can find anything that's boldly written, anything clear, anything obvious, or on the walls themselves. And then he himself goes to the sort of cylindrical library that's recessed into the ground there, and goes to the very bottom of it, and uses the spell Stone Shape to try and bore a hole through it.
Okay. Yeah.
So I don't.
So you're
if
down
it's-
in the little like book nook.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Look,
As you're down there, you notice a huge ruby on the shelf. It's like the size. It's almost the size of your head.
hold on, I need to copyright Book Nook real quick.
It's taken.
I will take the ruby.
All right. As you feel that, as you touch the ruby, you feel this like this connection to a divine source, and everyone in this room feels just this kind of burst of warmth. And Grukvar, you hear a voice in your head. Grukvar, there is something on the move. The gods are speaking. Be wary. It must be Auril herself. You have my blessing. This warmth fills the room momentarily. And anyone within a 40-foot radius is going to take 100 points of healing
Oh, phew.
and
So glad you said the H word.
one spell slot per level restored.
I don't think I get anything.
Here's a question for you. So when we were fighting the Demilich, there was some sort of action the Demilich took that caused damage, and it was like a permanent reduction.
Yeah, it was 10-point hit point maximum. Yeah, this would cure that too. It's like a greater restoration spell plus healing and spell slot. So,
Wait, it's a greater restoration spell?
yeah.
Can
I
Fizwick
shrink back to
get
my
in on
normal
this?
size.
You shrink back to your normal size?
Yeah, I'm not 11
Okay.
feet tall. I think technically 9 feet tall.
That's right. I forgot that.
So I am
Yep.
now 4.5 feet tall. Grukvar. Could you
There's
please help me?
there's a mini elephant.
Yeah,
He's just waking up from his nappy nap.
What does it look like, Dryash? What do I see?
Everybody get so big?
What do I see? Like a tiny little guy peer over the top of the book nook, or what does it look like?
Look,
I think I just like sit up at a 90-degree angle, but I'm so short. I'm like your height. I'm a tiny little elephant.
I'm gonna
Greater
scoot right.
restoration spell is the only thing that can cure the effects of the spear that was making me super, super big.
I thought that might be the case. I had that prepared, but I didn't. I thought I'd never use it. I thought you'd never want me to use it, but I had it as a backup. Okay.
It was cool to be big in some ways.
Yeah.
All right. So you're casting this spell to bore through the floor. Is that right, Grukvar?
Yeah. I don't know exactly how deep it is, but
Okay.
I can remove 5 foot cubed of stone.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So I'm gonna say you managed to get through the floor to the level below, and then I'm gonna cut to Nicos.
Okay.
Nicos, it is deathly cold, colder than you have felt in Yithrin as you fly through the air toward the north. As you are doing so, you see the signs of battle below you. And what are you? There are just little ice methods you can see flying towards you in particular. You recognize these from the island of Solstice. What would you like to do?
I'm a little bastard.
I just see that one method that was just following us.
That one.
All right. Looking down is very appropriate, as Nicos does seem to be looking down on the affairs of ants, as he sees the forces that were on Grim Scala battling against the Nothics of Yithrin. He sees the blue light and mutters to himself quietly, "She is coming. I must be quick." And I'm still going to be floating towards the northern spire. If any of the methods sort of start to get a bit too close, I'll look at engaging. Likely what I will do... Actually, let me just check this real quick, because I do need to concentrate on the fly spell, don't I? I do. Okay, yeah, no, I can't do anything there. Just if they decide to get a bit, kind of close and tetchy and stuff like that, I might use Misty Step just to make some distance, trying to avoid any direct confrontation with the battle ensuing. But if they insist, I will of course wield the Staff of Power to my end with a choice fireball planted right amongst them.
Okay. Yeah, they seem to be keeping a distance, but they're definitely, like, you can hear them chattering, speaking to one another, and excitedly kind of pointing and, still sort of following you, but not approaching very closely. Probably a good 100 feet off still.
Cool.
Okay. And you are heading to the obelisk?
Yep.
Okay. So yeah, I'd say you're probably about halfway there now, and we'll cut back to the party.
Yeah. And Nicos is not being subtle either. Like, you could very easily see him. Like, he's not like trying to hide or move between buildings. It's like, if you look up against this like stark white and blue ceiling of the chamber that Yithrin is currently embedded in, you can definitely see this bright red cloaked individual. Because I used to wear the winter cloaks over my things, but that's kind of been, as it were, kind of disrobed, as the red wizard outfit is now what I'm wearing.
Nice, I love it.
Which Fizwick has that old cloth wrapped around his head?
Oh yeah,
Cool. All right. So you guys have managed to like pop out the floor of this chamber, and you are now in that starry chamber below. What would you like to do?
I'd also like to just say that I fixed that rope to some portion of the bookcase so that we could scramble down instead of just drop. I don't remember how tall the ceiling was.
Yeah, it's not too bad, but yeah, smart.
Okay.
I dig it.
I don't have flyability. I can't do that sort of thing.
Just to paint the picture, I'm 4.5 feet tall. I do not have the strength to move with this giant spear attached to my back. So I'm like laying like a turtle on its back on the floor, trying to figure out what is happening. I feel like I missed something.
Before Grukvar heads down, he goes back up this ladder that sort of, rolls around the edge of this book nook, and encourages everyone to follow him. But before he does, he sees Dranyaj as 4.5 feet tall, and so extends his fist to him to fist bump his way back out of this reduction.
I take it.
All right.
And I am my 9 feet tall self. I still can't carry the spear, but at least I can reach around and undo it and stand up. And
If you stay with the spear, do you think you'll continue to grow again?
Mm-hmm. I'd have to drag it around with me again, like I did before. Boy, am I glad I don't have to stay that small. Oh, never mind.
I'm heading out here, and I expect the rest of you to follow me. But before we go, did anyone see anything of value amongst the things they've been looking at?
Villain did kind of
Information
search.
that could be helpful to us.
Yeah, Villain did search some of the rubble, and she says, the only thing I found is this. And she pulls out a small metal case and opens it, and there's like 4 vials in this case. They appear to be quicksilver. Not particularly powerful or anything, but valuable. Very valuable.
Grokvar just gives her a nod because we're in haste here, and then heads down the rope into the room below.
Mm-hmm. She tucks it in her bag, and you also notice she definitely took some books from Iriolarthas' shelves. That you can see her bag is quite swelling with goods there. All right. So, what's your plan, guys? Oh, the tower shakes. You feel this like rumble, and you almost like lose your footing for a second there. The ground literally shakes beneath your feet. What would you like to do?
I'd like to peek out that balcony and see if I can get a better view of what's going on out there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really know how big that window was that Nicos went through, but I'm not even sure how far off the ground it was, if we could see through or whatever.
Yeah, you definitely see the you can see Nicos flying. You can kind of poke your head around the corner there. You can see Nicos flying, and you definitely see frost giants, tomb tappers just like duking it out, and you see one large frost giant kind of wailing on the force field unsuccessfully, but it is shaking a bit.
So are we stuck inside the force field unless we redo the trial, or can we just walk out through it, or would we not know
You may get
that?
out through it. You just can't get in.
I see. Okay. So I can see where Nicos is headed.
Mm-hmm. Looks like he's flying toward the obelisk. There we go.
Okay. I submit my thought to the group. What sort of emergency do you think we've got on our hands here? Is this something worth me summoning a Tarask for?
That seems a bit hasty.
Professor Scant and Villain, are like, don't do that.
But I don't think we should leave him to his own devices. He's proven he cares about his will and power alone.
Can I see if any of the creatures that are battling on the ground are taking notice of Nicos? I mean, are they following? Are they walking underneath him or something as he travels through the air or anything like that?
Yeah, I mean, I think that there seems to be some movement heading that way, as well as toward the base of the tower. It seems that there's kind of generally 2 groups, one heading toward the obelisk, one heading toward the base of the tower. But they're meeting resistance.
Like they're being challenged by other things guarding those places?
Yeah, just some of the residents, the denizens of Ythrin, tomb tappers, and lots of Nothics, and just kind of, yeah.
Can we see the base of the buttress that we elevated through to get to the tower?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Does that have any creatures around it?
No.
Okay. I say, I point to that, and I say, it looks like the course is clear for the time being. I say we depart the way we came in and keep tabs on Nicos, being as stealthily as we can through the streets to avoid attention. And if my supposition is correct, he'll have to fight some of these creatures before he gets a chance to do what he's going to do. Perhaps it'll weaken him and take some of the spice out of that staff he carries.
Can he not read our minds like right now as we're talking?
I don't know. He probably wouldn't care.
Yeah. All right. So, Nicos, you have made it to the obelisk by this point.
Also, for the record, as long as they're within 1 mile, I can read their minds.
Well, crap.
Well,
There
no,
you
sorry,
go.
not read their minds. As in, so telepathy, at least, I don't know how Nate wants to run it, but the way I've always run telepathy is it has to be a willing participation, back and forth. If it's not willing, then it's not, unless I use, like, detect thoughts or some other
You
forceful
can't just
thing.
scan our brains and know what we're thinking.
No. Yeah,
can
not unless
communicate.
you're projecting your thoughts. Like, you basically
Well,
have
then,
to...
Nico sucks. Nico sucks. Nico.
That is the message that you receive. That is the willful communication you receive, Michael.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
The very tiny elephant's voice.
Pulls out my level 6 spell.
So,
Seems petty.
Nikos has arrived at the obelisk, but he is not alone. Nikos, you turn around and you feel this blast of cold air. And just as you land before the obelisk, you do see a ball of blue and white rising to its feet. You hear in your mind, you would temper with that which should always be frozen. You will not pry anything from my grasp.
Nicos floats and sort of turns to face. Is she floating in the air with Nicos?
No, she's just on the ground, like a little ways off from the obelisk, probably about 30 feet away from the obelisk.
Nicos will land about maybe 15 foot away from her. As he does so, he places his feet upon the ground, and as he does, he says, "You speak as if tampering was something that a punished child would be doing. What I seek is so much more than simply putting a chill on the desperate and weary. I have no desire to heed the warnings of some old crone who seeks to stagnate their own power. This is to be wielded for strength. And you, we have seen the limits of your capabilities, of your ambition. And I must say, I find it wanting. You have no more power to stop me than those others. And if you know what is best for your own survival, I would be bracing for a harsh winter."
Let's go ahead and roll initiative.
Ooh, boo, boo, boo.
So, soloing the boss, eh?
Wicked. Any of you other two bring popcorn?
Oh, that's a good one. That's a 21 on my initiative.
All right.
Hey, Nate, I think I sent you a little message there in the thing if you if you
Mhm.
missed it. Okay.
I did see it.
Okay.
I'm getting all
All
kinds of
right.
private messages right now. There are a lot of things happening. All right. I rolled a 5. How about you?
I rolled a 21.
Okay. And if you guys all want to just roll initiative, we'll play out a few rounds before you're able to arrive, but in order to not make it like, Nicos fighting alone for 45 minutes, we'll kind of, accelerate the coming of the rest of the party, if
Is
that's
that what
okay
we
with you
decided
guys.
to do, though? Are we gonna show up and help Nicos? Or are we
Well, I
gonna...
think you had been heading down to the ground, and then what was the plan? That is, that's a fair question. Yeah,
I think that's all.
don't
that's
have
as far as
to.
we got.
Absolutely.
But I mean, if Nicos is at this point our enemy, sorry, Michael, I don't
That's okay.
see a reason to help him.
Well,
Also, keeping in mind, you guys have absolutely zero idea of his plans beyond the furthering of the Illithid empires, which only Grukvar really knows is bad. As far as, Nicos is gone, he hasn't attacked you, betrayed you, or done anything he hasn't said truthfully.
This might be a little pedantic, but that force field that surrounds the spire of Iriolarthas, does that also, there's that device that's at the base of the tower?
Yeah, the Mythalar, and it's a large orange orb, about like 50 feet in diameter. It's huge, and you guys have learned that it is kind of what powered the city, and the wizards could basically make the city fly and steer it if they were all attuned to this thing, and yeah.
But it takes all of them.
To steer it, yes.
Would there be any information about that in Iriolarthas' writings? Because
yeah.
I know even the Nothics, I think, told us about that thing, whatever that's called.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Guys,
Yeah,
Nicos is in trouble. What should we do? Let's
The
read this book.
Mythalar. The Mythalar is, yeah, I mean, you would probably, let me just take a look here. Okay, so here we go. Beneath the great spire, a luminous 50-foot diameter crystal sphere rests on an ornate stand. So Iriolarthas would have been attuned to it, but is no more. Yeah, you can absolutely try to, activate it or something if you want to.
See, here's the thing. My prime goal, Grukvar's goal, is to shut down the Eternal Winter. So, as far as he knows, just given the information that we have and the time that we have, that requires taking on Auril. So, I think he would join the fight, but would wait to see if she's going to soften Nicos a bit.
Yeah. And Valin does say the Mythalar might be something we need to look at. It could hold the power we need to change things.
It could happen the other way too, where Nicos softens her a little bit and makes it easier for us to defeat her.
Well, both. It's a 2-for-1 deal. But if the Mythalar just steers the city, if that's what we know about it, I don't know if there would be a lot of value in just driving us around, because it doesn't solve any of the other problems. Do you know what I mean? Nicos can still get to the obelisk, and Auril's still going to be there, and you know what I mean?
Wonder, are there defenses or something that might come online if the city is powered once again? You know what I mean? Like all these magical guardians and whatnot.
There could be. I mean, there could be. We could just try it just for kicks to see what happens. But I think that's what I would do for fun. But if I was Grukvar, I would. You know what I mean? I don't know if I would just go out on a limb and just take a chance like that to see what would happen. Sort of just like randomly pushing buttons.
I feel like we got time. We should get advice.
Valin says, we know defeating the Frostmaiden will end the winter. However, the Mythalar could also be an item of power. I read in the library that they could use it to control the weather as they flew through storms and such.
Wow.
Should have led with that. Jeez. Buried the lead on that.
Let's just can we head towards the Mythalar as part of our route towards the obelisk?
Sure. Yeah.
Let's do that so we can at least take a look at it.
Okay. Yep. All right. So you guys head to the Mythalar, and yeah, you see. I don't think I have a good. I saw a good picture somewhere in the book, but now I can't find it. Let me see if I can just Google image search this thing because it was a cool picture. Mythalar. Yeah, here it is. I found it. Oh, Google image search is like being really weird for me. I think it's my VPN. It sometimes just makes things awful. Oh yeah, look at this tiny picture I got. Well, anyway, you can kind of get a feel for it from that right there, what it looks like. So, you guys head there. You see this large thing. Villain kind of steps up to it and says, she touches it and like feels this pulse of energy. It says, Grakvar, you and I could certainly try to attune to it and turn the tides of this weather if we want to. It could take a few minutes.
Can we see the obelisk from where we're standing?
No, you can't. Not from directly where you're standing. Show the map again here.
A few moments.
I would say maybe you can catch like just a glimpse of it through the other buildings, you know?
Are there any creatures around?
You can just see like, you see movement there. If you were really looking hard, you think you might see signs of a struggle there. That's about it.
What about around us?
At the obelisk.
Are there-
Around you, nothing.
If we change the weather now, we'd be drawing Auril's attention. Whereas I prefer she keeps her eyes on Nicos. We can always head back here later if we like. But I say we continue on.
Fizwick and I could head to Auril, and you and Berlin could stay, and we could try to tackle this problem on two fronts.
I'd rather we not split up. Let's head towards the obelisk and let's do it quietly and keep our distance.
All right. All right, Nicos. The Frostmaiden has kind of like is heading towards you, claws bared. What would you like to do?
All right. First thing I will do is Nicos begins to sort of place his hands together, and as he does, he starts to basically do a magician's tet, forming the very intricate hand seals of a high-level spell. Doing so, you can watch as the tentacles on his jaw kind of almost do the same. As I'm going to cast a level 6 spell, I'm going to burn some of my sorcery points and quicken this spell, as well as transmute the actual magics to alter some of the elemental components to create investiture of ice as I cast it on myself. You watch as basically this wave of almost like energy passes over Nicos and enters the ground. You watch as ice begins to crack and flow around Nicos, and for 10 minutes I am immune to cold damage, have fire resistance, ignore difficult terrains from ice and snow, and can move through it without spending any extra movement. The area around me is icy terrain and difficult for other creatures to travel in through, and radiates from me, moving with me as I travel. In addition, I can use an action at any point during this spell to create a blast of cold that will deal 4d6 cold damage on a failed con save or half on a successful one. But I'm going to alter those features, and what I'd like to do, and I might petition the GM for this on the radius thing as well, is I want to convert the ice into the same sort of heated rime that was in the Remoraz that we encountered back in the earlier cave. So I want to be immune to ice and have the floor around me in a 10-foot radius basically be ignited by fire. And then I also want to, instead of shooting out like ice as cold damage, I want to shoot out basically like these like crystals with like fire inside of it, like the Remoraz, and change that to fire damage.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, certainly rules as written, I would say no, but I like that you're soloing a boss, and I'm going to let you roll an Arcana check for it.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, rules as written, the terrain would be a no, but I could change the cold spray, but that's, you know, neither here nor there.
Yes.
Okay. So, you know what? And just as a show of good faith, I'm going to actually preemptively spend those points regardless of the outcome.
Okay.
Okay, so let me roll my Arcana check, because I would be attempting it. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. That is a... Oof, that's terrible. That is a 9, unfortunately. So,
okay, yeah, so my target in my mind was a 15, so I'm going to say you can't do the ground, but the terrain around you, but everything else works.
Yep, easy. Now, because that was quickened, that's only my bonus action.
Oh, nice.
And what I want to do is I want to spend the first of my hit die to use my stunning pulse on Auril. So I need from her a intelligence saving throw, please.
All right. That is a 14. Wait, let's see. Does she get advantage on... No. Oh, yeah. Auril has advantage on saving throws against spells and other magical effects.
It is not a spell or a magical effect.
Okay. Well, there you go.
It's my psychic racial ability.
Nice.
So it's, yeah. And the DC is actually 16. So she will
fails.
fail this and take 4d6 psychic damage and is stunned. Though that is 14 points of damage and stun.
Okay. Yep, she takes the 14 points of damage, but somehow she is still moving towards you. And that's psychic damage, you said?
Psychic, yeah.
Yeah, nice. Okay.
I presume is it effective?
The damage seems to be effective. She...
Just not
but continues walking towards you. Yeah.
All right. I'm going to use the opportunity for my movement to... so what's the... Like, I'm basically going to start making my way back towards the tower.
The tower? Okay.
Because I was 30... Because when I landed, I said she was about 30 foot away from it. I landed
15
15 foot away from her, so I want to travel 15 foot to the entrance of the tower, if I may.
Yes, you may do so. Yep. She's not engaged with you yet, so you have that free movement.
Sweet.
Anything else?
That is all I will do.
Okay. Yeah, so she is going to extend her hand out towards you as you are walking away, and she is walking towards you. But she is going to... let's see. Oh, that's a melee spell attack. Nope, that won't work then. Okay, we're going to go with a release of... This orb of energy flies your way. Natural 1 for a total of 14 to hit.
Well, a 14 will not hit Nicos.
Okay.
So as this orb sort of flies towards Nicos, I'm going to use the Staff of Power and just kind of shatter it before it arrives at me, and then have it kind of splay outwards.
Nice.
What type of damage does it do?
It was cold damage.
Oh, yeah. No, you know what? You know what? I'm going to do even better than that. I'm going to reach out with my bare hands. I'm going to allow it to hit me, and I'm just going to crush the spell in my palm as I'm immune to cold damage.
Nice. All right. I love it. Other than that, you see her just disappear and then appears right in your face, like just right in melee range from you, and that is her turn. And that brings us back to you. Unless the party is... Well, no, I'm going to say you're not quite there yet, guys. You're not quite there yet. You're making your way there. I'll say that you will be there by the next turn if you want to intervene, since Michael is moving towards you, and you went to the Mythalar. Yeah. Okay, so you guys see this certainly happening, though. Yeah. And you're probably a good... Well, I don't know. I guess you... I take it back. You're probably a good 120 feet away. So,
Okay.
I'll put that out there.
So if we peek around the side of a building, we can easily see the conflict that's going on there.
Yes.
Okay.
How's your eyesight?
Well, like dark vision, and it's, you know,
Yeah.
and inside, and
You're wearing your
there's a lot of
specs.
light bouncing around inside this glacier area, I imagine.
Yep.
Maybe Auril is glowing a bit. I think I can see her.
Okay. Good. All right. Does anyone want to do anything? You're 120 feet away.
No, I say we watch and wait.
Okay.
These two sparks are definitely flying, and I
Are
say let's see what they'll get themselves up to.
Are you going to
there-
move closer, or are you staying 120 feet
Well,
away?
Are there creatures around them that we're going to be walking through at some point soon here?
Not really. Not much right around them, at the moment at least. You see other movement that's nearing them, but not there yet.
I'd like to get within 60 feet if we can do that without being spotted.
Okay. Yeah. And by the way, did you guys actually roll initiative? I think I told you to do that, and I don't remember if I actually asked for that.
I did. Yeah.
Okay.
7 for me.
Okay, so Grokvar's is 7,
19
And-
from me.
19 for Dranyaj, and
I
Nicos,
rolled
you
a
were like a 24, right?
21, I thought.
21.
I
Michael,
might be wrong.
Michael, were you like a 21?
Sorry, yeah, I was unmuted. I was a 21, yes.
Okay. And Fizwick.
23 plus, I know my familiar is supposed to roll for combat, and I want to put all my guns out. So can I roll for my...
Yeah, absolutely. Go
Okay,
ahead.
so mine was 23, and then my familiar was 13 without my +6 bonus.
Okay. Yep.
I don't know. I don't think you add that.
Federo.
Better.
Alright. Okay, so we've got Nicos. I'm sorry, no, we've got Fizwick, then Nicos, then Dranyaj, Federo, Grukvar, and fittingly, I'm last. All right. Good. So, I can't remember. Sorry. Do you guys want to move closer?
But
Yeah,
not engaged. Not
Not
necessarily
engaged.
not
Yeah.
engaged.
Just moving.
A slow stroll.
Yep. Sounds good. Michael, Nicos is up. The Frostmaiden up in his grill. What would you like to do?
So
Have
Nicos
a grill.
is going to use. I mean, let's try it. I'm going to use a quickened spell. Oh no, actually no. I'm going to move 5 foot back to begin with, and I will provoke with it, so it's not a disengage. So I want to get into the entrance of the tower, as it were, because I said I moved up to the tower, and now I want to kind of go in, and kind of create that bottleneck, as it were.
All right. So are you flying, or how are you getting into the tower?
No. I landed. So I
Okay.
am walking. Yeah.
So you are going back toward the central spire, and you want to get in.
No. The obelisk. Sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. When you said you're moving back toward the tower, I thought you meant.
yeah. Oh no.
Okay.
Sorry. I meant because I presume the obelisk is like kind of a tower
Yep.
kind of thing.
Yes.
That's
bad.
my bad on that one.
So you are there. I'm gonna say you are right at the base of it.
Okay, so the obelisk itself, like I don't need to go into it to climb it, or
Nope.
Is it
You
just-
are. There is no entrance to it. I would say if you are identifying markings and such, you could probably see a place that looks like a center, like a circle of power with all the designs kind of emanating out from it.
Is
Okay,
this the one
that's
that
where.
we've been to already, or it's a completely different?
You
one?
guys were there, yeah, and you were just kind of, it was a head scratcher at the time.
I will go to that location, even if it
Okay.
provokes an attack of opportunity. I will make my way there.
Yep, we'll go ahead and roll that attack of opportunity here. She strikes you with her talons, and that is an 18 to hit.
As she does so, I will raise my hand. As a reaction, I will cast shield, and it will miss.
Okay, excellent. All right, and that brings us to your turn. You are before this, central kind of circle, and there's all these abstract runes and such kind of emanating out from it. What would you like to do?
Okay, do I know how to use the circle of power for my purposes? And how long would it take for me to do that?
Yeah, so I would say you probably would know that this would take 30 seconds to a minute based on the brain you devoured, the brain in a jar.
Do I need to, so basically, could I guess, plant the Rod of Power and then focus on Auril, or do I need to be focused on this
You
thing?
could place it. You see like a place for the orb to kind of set in the middle of this circle.
Cool. All right. So I'm going to use my next quickened spell, and I'm going to use it to quicken Psionic Blast and launch it kind of outwards towards Auril. And I'm going to use my last sorcery point to not only quicken it, but also change the damage from force to fire. The idea that I want to have here is I want to melt any ice near this area. So that, I've seen Dronyage basically go in and out of ice in the past. So I basically want to clear this whole area around the around this spot, so that whether it's Auril or whether it's Dronyage, they cannot ice step to this platform.
Yep.
There is no way to do so. Cool.
All right.
Okay, so I need a saving throw, please. A dexterity saving throw.
All right. That is a
If she
lousy-
fails, she'll be pushed back and go prone as well.
Okay. I rolled with advantage and I got a 7 and an 8.
Ooh, that
So
is
that's a fail.
unfortunate.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is 27 fire damage.
Okay.
She is knocked back 20 foot directly away and falls
Nice.
prone.
Okay.
And then as my standard action, because that was my bonus action because I quickened it, I'm going to then place the Staff of Power into position and turn back to face Auril. And you watch as Nicos then sort of cracks his knuckles and uses the rest of his movement to kind of move just down off the DS that leads up to the obelisk and says, "Well, now that is sorted, much like you, I've got time to kill."
Can we see him from where we are do what he just did?
You can, yep.
Oh, it just got real, guys.
All right. So did you say you placed the staff now?
Yeah. So
Yep.
I'm
So-
initiating the
Yeah,
ritual.
you feel this hum, and everyone in this city basically can now feel this kind of vibration emanating from the obelisk. Okay. The group is... Oh, and that's Auril's turn, actually, and then we'll... we'll do that after Auril and... or after Nicos and Auril take another turn. You guys will have the option to intervene if you would like to.
How far
Alright.
away are we at this point, do you think? Yeah.
You are probably about, I would say more 200 feet away, based on the fact that I thought Nicos was coming towards the central spire and he wasn't. So I'd say probably about 200 feet away, but you can see. Nicos, how far away did you push Auril?
20 foot.
Okay.
So I'd moved back into the tower, whatever distance that is, and then from where she was pushed her 20 foot. So she could be anywhere between 25 and 30. Whoa, however far the tower was.
Yep. Nice. Okay. Auril is going to step back and let's see. No, actually, she's going to teleport right up into your face once again. There she is.
Does she do it through the ice?
Nope. It's just a teleport ability.
It was such a good. I was like, oh, I bet she's gonna do that. I bet she's gonna teleport up to me, and I was like, it was worth a shot. Damn it.
Yeah,
Wait,
no.
is she using a spell?
It's an ability. It's a legendary
Okay, fair
action. Auril teleports to an unoccupied space she can see within 30 feet of her. So I'm gonna say she was probably about 10. You probably moved about 10 feet, and now she occupied. Moved another 20.
Sure.
So
That's okay. I was gonna bust out my counter spell and be like, no, stay down.
That's a hard thing against a lot of the bosses, but it is possible. All right. So anyway, she swipes at you twice with her talons. The first one is a 19 to hit, and the second is a 10 to hit.
The 19. Do I want that to hit or not? How much damage does a claw? Can I ask how much? Like, how vicious do her claws look?
They look like, not terrible, kind of like a Yeti claw or something.
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna let it go. I wanna see how strong she is.
All right. That is going to be 8 piercing damage, plus this infusion of cold, which does nothing to you.
So as this claw sort of scratches into Nicos, he sort of looks at the wound and looks up and he says, "Very well. If we're going to take this round for round." You watch as Nicos sort of cracks his knuckles, and then you watch as he cracks his tentacles. As I'm going to engage her in a physical confrontation as well, if that's what we're going to be doing.
All right. Good. All right. Rest of the party. You guys are 200 feet away. What would you like to do?
200.
So you can, if you're dashing, you could just choose it. Nope, I'm just going to move. I'm going to dash.
So
Up close.
dash uses an action though, right?
Yep.
What's jumping distance again? How do I calculate that? Is that
I don't know.
It is 1 for 1. So whatever your strength value is. So like if you
really?
roll and you get a 20, you can jump 20 foot.
Oh,
However, that value is halved if you are doing a long jump and you don't have a run up of at least 10 foot.
Fizwick is within range of taking a shot, and he would totally. He's been sneaking. He's been hiding. He's up some kind of like church tower, like a sniper, ready to put one through from far away.
All right.
He
Yep.
wants to
I'll say you
send it,
managed.
Nate.
Yep. You managed to climb a little, part of a structure there. You're up on a staircase. And yeah, go ahead and take that shot. Who are you shooting?
I would be shooting at Auril. With,
Okay.
The old sneak attack damage that I'm gonna add on to it. Let's see if we.
Yep.
Let's see if I don't accidentally hit Michael instead. I hit. Oh, not looking good, Michael. 14 is gonna be a wobbly arrow.
You get to roll with advantage because you are hidden.
Excellent. One more. Let's try. Come on, better than 14. That'll do it. 22 to hit.
Okay. That does hit. Actually, yeah. Okay. So, your arrow lands right in Auril's back. Go ahead and roll the damage.
He's gonna hit for 30 points.
Nice. Wow. Okay.
You can
That
hear it
sneak attack, yo.
Nicos could probably hear this one whistling. It's created so much momentum and noise from so far away.
Yeah.
Was that a 220-foot shot?
Mm.
Wow.
that?
Now, does your bow have the range of that?
That's what I looked at. I thought.
Because there's the
That's
longer
320
range is
This-
actually with
Ah,
disadvantage.
shit. With the disadvantage.
Okay,
sucks.
but here's the thing. You rolled a 14 the first time.
Yeah.
Your disadvantage your disadvantage and advantage cancel each other out, and you get to roll normal. Okay.
All right.
So the 14
again.
hits.
The 14 hits.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay,
nice.
should I roll the damage again?
Nope, you're good.
Okay.
We'll just go with it as was. Yep.
Oreo should not be in melee with me.
All right.
And
That
then
brings
it's my bonus
us.
action back into some stealthy hidiness.
Yep. Awesome.
Nice.
All right. The rest of you are still moving forward, or Grekvar, what are you doing?
If I dash for this turn, can I get within 120 feet of range from Auril and Nicos?
I don't think so, because you would be moving, what, 50 feet if you dash?
Yep. Oh,
Okay,
true.
so then you'd be 150 feet away.
Okay, I'll do it anyways because I'm realizing that there might be something behind Nicos' arrogance and he might be able to kill a god. So I want to get closer.
Yeah, a lesser god. I mean,
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
let's
we'll
be
see.
fair.
We'll
But
see.
it's really funny that Grokwar's like, okay, maybe they'll weaken each other. Nico
No.
seems to have the upper hand here. Why am I worried about the lesser god fighting Nikos? Didn't we
And I would-
save this guy from like a frozen lake like less than a month ago? Like, wasn't he drowning?
And I would say to Velen and Dranyaj, because I think Fizwick, he's already long gone. I've already lost track of him. But
Yeah,
I would
he's
tell
hiding.
them, that there's been a change of plans, that we might not have the time we thought we did.
So,
And
sorry, go ahead.
I'll run for it.
all right,
Just
cool.
Duragar runs for it.
Dranyaj, you
Yeah. So, how far away are we?
200
How
feet.
far away? How far away am I from the rod?
I'll just say you're 200 feet from that area.
Okay. Because if I read it right, I can, with my turn, I can clear 148 feet.
Okay.
Using my ring of jumping, the fact that my strength is 23, I'd be running to get that +3 on my long jump.
I'll take your word for it. I don't know. I'm not going to do the math right now, so
It's
sure.
within feet if I'm not correct. But okay, so
Yeah.
I am going to run
And jump.
or walk my 40 feet or whatever I need to do. Use the ring of jumping, and then I am going to ghost water dive the remainder of the 30 feet as close to the rod as I can get, which is probably still on the ground. I would still be on the ground, but I'm heading straight in that direction.
Okay. Yeah, I would say you are like right. Yeah. You're kind of
Also, just-
between the staff.
Oh,
Go ahead.
I was gonna say also, just to be clear, your long jump can't exceed your actual movement, like your actual how far you can move.
It can with ring of jumping.
Yeah, unless the ring of jumping allows you to.
Yep. It
Okay,
triples my jumping ability.
Okay,
So
so that'd be
I-
90 foot at most. Yeah.
So I'd say you're kind of in between the rod, Auril, and Nicos in that area. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Very good. We're going to go back to the top of the order now, which actually brings us now we're in true initiative order. Fizwick, Nicos, Dranyaj, Federo, Grukvar, and Auril. So, Fizwick, what would you like to do?
Fizwick is just pumped after that, nailing her right in the back, and he's gonna try to repeat that same success again, but his hands just quivering a little bit, because making one of those shots from so far away and not hitting the dude right next to it's gonna be really hard.
And
So the pressure's on.
by the way, you're trying to hide again, so go ahead and make a stealth roll to see if she recognizes where that came from.
Yeah, that was something I tried to use in my bonus action, but I don't know.
Yeah, no, you did hide, but
Oh, okay.
you
Stealth
tried
roll,
to hide,
gotcha.
but I forgot to have you roll for it.
26.
Okay, yes.
It's
Oh,
so
that's
sneaky.
right. Now this is one of those things where you can't get under a 17, right? Or an 18.
Yeah, it's.
Yeah, if you get below a 10, you
don't
can
even
make it a
ask
10.
me to hide.
Yeah.
Don't even. You were so hidden. Like you look like the predator.
Yeah, anything that he's proficient in now at a level 11, if he rolls under a 10, he can just make it a 10 on the die. All right, so you are hidden, and go ahead and make that attack. Not with
Oh,
advantage.
no. 12.
A 12 does not hit. It flies and kind of tinks off of this black stone of the obelisk.
As my
Alright.
bonus action, I want to hide.
All right, Yeah, go ahead and make the stealth roll for this turn now.
Okay.
Oh, you make it. Never mind.
It's gonna be so good. A 28. He's on the top of the ceiling, and he's doing one of those maneuvers where he's like, you know, in the movie where they get up top and they stick their legs out
Yes.
right on top of the doorway. He's like that. You don't even see where he's at all.
I love it.
Better
All right.
than invisible.
All right, Nicos, it is your turn.
I'd like to do an insight on Dronyage and their intention, whether it's to fight Auril, fight me, or go for the staff.
Okay. Sure. Go ahead and make an insight check.
I didn't say anything.
It's a 23.
Dronyage, Nicos can, somewhat see what your intentions are. I guess probably you would see him at least look at the staff, kind of like.
Cool. I'm gonna use wall.
Is that fair, Dronyage?
Force.
Yeah, I'd say I'm still a ways away that like my eyeballs would kind of be in the
Yeah, I'm gonna use wall of force to
everything
create a wall around around the staff. I'm gonna use the staff to do so. So basically, I'm creating a bubble that it can't. Basically, the only way to break it is to attack the staff, which is on the other side of the wall of force that it's created.
How? Okay, go ahead.
It's gonna hug the spire wall, and it's gonna go. I can give you a distance, but it's huge.
Okay, wall of force.
Yeah.
It is, and let's see. Let me read this whole thing out to you so you know. An invisible wall of force springs into existence at a point you choose within range. The wall appears in any orientation you choose. As I said, it's just going to layer itself to protect the staff and the obelisk as well. It can be horizontal or vertical. It can be free floating or resting. It can form into a hemisphere or a dome or a sphere of a radius, which again, I'm going to try and create a bubble for it or whatever, as well as the spire. So it's more like a cylinder, I guess, in the way. That's flush against the obelisk. You could shape it into a matter of 10 by 10 foot panels. Each panel must be contiguous with another panel. In any form, the panels are 1/4 inch thick, which I'm gonna, put them multiple layers if I can. It is immune to all damage and cannot be dispelled by dispel magic. A disintegrate spell destroys the wall instantly. However, the wall also extends to the ethereal plane, blocking ethereal travel through the wall. Let's see.
That is
So,
one hell of a
yeah.
spell.
Yep. So
Alright.
when I say do not
10
touch,
foot tall, though, right? It's 10 feet tall.
it's a 10. Yeah, it's 10 foot. 10 foot by 10 foot per panel, and there are 10 panels. So I'm going to layer this like a cylinder around. Like, what's the circumference of the tower?
Oh, I would say it's probably a good 15, 20 feet on each face.
15 on each face.
Yeah.
So yeah, basically I'm going to be putting in a hard cap on it. So I have basically what is effectively 100 foot of panels, as it were. So I'm going to make the wall itself 2 inches thick and covering the entire 15-foot space of the side where the staff of power is housed.
Is it open to the sky though?
Is it open to the sky?
it's-
Nope. When I
it's
say it's flush, I
right.
mean it's flush. So it has created a perfect cube. The only way you're going to get through it is by destroying the indestructible wall of force, or by destroying the whole obelisk itself.
Well, it's not very nice.
When we saw the obelisk the last time and we didn't know what it was, Nate, did you say to
Yes.
us like, you can't destroy this?
Oh, is this
I
the one we
tried
tried
I don't know
to
if I
punch
said
it?
that. Maybe I said it doesn't
This is
seem
the
to be
one we tried
affected
to
by
By the
Yeah.
way, before you
what you're
go, you
doing.
can't destroy this.
Yeah.
Okay.
I probably said something like, it doesn't seem to be affected by what you're...
Yeah.
I probably said something like, just don't mess with this, guys, because you don't know anything about it yet.
Okay.
Like a good DM.
Also, I need it for the end of the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Basically, yeah. Basically, you need the disintegrate spell, and the only one who has it is me. Maybe Auril.
Alright.
I don't know. I haven't asked, but that is my regular action. Can I do anything as a bonus action? Not really. Sorry, I'm just checking something here.
Okay, I
My
kind of made us a
apologies.
map here, guys, for positioning.
Oh, that's cool.
I made.
Invasive
In
thorns.
Owlbear.
Yeah. So if you zoom in on the obelisk,
Wow.
then you'll see tiny little tokens down there. I think that's as small as it'll let me make them.
That's cute. I like that. No, I'm gonna say that I used my bonus action to try and ascertain what Dronyage was doing, and then standard action to do that. Move action, I'm not gonna move. I'm just gonna stand up to Auril. But I wanna make it clear that this was merely a glance over at Dronyage to respond, not a. I'm not taking my attention off her. I'm just dealing with insects.
Awesome.
So you don't have to touch the staff to make it do things?
I'm right next to the staff, so I
He left
would
it in
reach
there,
up and
but-
touch it.
Oh,
yeah,
are you-
but what I'm saying is
You
my
walled
attention.
You walled yourself off then?
No. I'm just touching it to activate it, and then moving my hand away, so it's still suspended where it is.
Yeah, so he did leave it. It's there suspended in the obelisk.
Yeah. So to activate it, I just needed to place a hand on it.
Right.
Which
but
I
you
will.
made a wall of force around it with you
Yes.
within arm's reach of it. So you walled yourself into the top.
No. I'm putting it. So I'm basically touching it and then casting it from the top down, and then moving my hand as the walls come into place.
So my understanding is you took your hand off of it 2 rounds ago, correct?
Yeah,
The staff
correct.
is just there. Yeah.
So to activate the wall of force from the staff, I would need to put my hand on it again, which I will reach
Gotcha,
back and just
gotcha,
simply touch
yeah.
it. But then after I cast the spell, I'm going to move my hand to allow for the wall to form.
So you are correct, Ryan, in that he does not need to touch the staff. He can just place it in the obelisk.
Yeah.
I meant to cast the wall.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
he can cast it without touching the staff, I would say. I don't think you need to touch the staff to cast a wall of force around it, right?
Oh, the spell is from the staff.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So I would be.
Yeah.
I would touch. Yeah. Yeah. That's just kind of how I'm doing that one.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay.
I mean, if you want, I can make myself invulnerable. I mean,
So
I was more staying outside the wall to like keep playing with everyone, but I'd be happy to just win.
I just wondered how long the oxygen lasts inside that box.
How long oxygen
all
did
right,
it last?
we're gonna move on. Dronyage, it is your turn.
Oh, it is, huh? Okay,
Yes.
so where are you standing then, Nicos?
You can see on the map
where I
right
am on the-
here. If you look at the obelisk.
Yep.
So wait, where is the staff?
I would say it is embedded into the side of the. So okay, we'll put him right here instead.
I pictured it like on top on some sort of like clearing or
Nope,
like
there's just a circle, and you can stand on the ground and place it in there.
That makes more sense. All right, how far away from Nicos am I?
You are probably 10 feet away.
Okay, I am going to I'm going to rage for my bonus action,
All right.
and then for my action, oops, I just turned everything off. For my action, I am going to Ghost Water Dive behind him.
There's no water behind me,
I don't need water. Sorry, Charlie.
Behind Nicos.
so there's no. So,
Okay.
There's
so you don't actually need to go to a body of water or anything.
Nope. I just
No,
I
it's
turn
just
myself into water.
Okay.
Flip through like yeah. And so I'm gonna Ghost Water Dive behind him. It allows me to doesn't provoke any opportunity attacks, and I am going to then attack, which is part of the Ghost Water Dive
Nicos.
ability. Yep, I'm going to
Okay.
attack Nicos.
Yep. We have our first PvP. It is official.
And I am going to I get 2 attacks per action. with
Okay.
this. So Ghost Water Dive allows 1 attack.
Yes.
Does
And
that
then you get
count
another
as
2.
one
I
attack,
think.
1 attack action, or just 1 attack and I'm done.
Let's just go. You get 1 attack, and then you get your 2 other ones if you want.
Ghost Water Dive is my action.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, that I would say if you take the attack. What does it
That's
say?
what I've been. I think that's what I've been doing. I only get one swipe.
Yeah, I
like,
think that's
before.
correct. Yes, because it says you get one attack. Not then you can also take the attack action.
Well, that was a natural 20 anyway.
Okay.
Plus 10 for 30 to hit.
All right.
That'll hit.
Roll your damage.
So my damage is a 12, plus I am raging, so that gives me a extra 3, so 15 to hit, or 15 damage, sorry.
Okay. Done.
Now, is Wall of Force a concentration spell?
Yes.
Nope, because the staff is controlling it.
Okay.
Okay. All
in
right.
that case.
That
Eat my
brings
blades.
that brings us to Federo. Will, what do you think Federo's doing? Just hovering around here, giving you a better view?
Yeah.
Yeah, I imagine Federo's just kind of circling around here. You do see through Federo's eyes a frost giant marching this direction from the east. From the west, rather. From the west.
Okay.
That way. That way. All
I'm
right.
gonna keep flying around.
Yeah.
Thank
Gruckfar,
you
it's
for
your
the
turn.
Federal report.
Gruckfar is going to use all of his movement to get within close enough range that he can fire a guiding bolt, and he's going to aim it directly at Nicos because he's changing his mind on the ability of Auril to really do any real damage to Nicos.
All right.
Oh yeah. How did I become the B-bag of this?
Because the most powerful person there, kind of, I guess in this case.
Yeah. You're both
Decisions have consequences.
evil. So
Yeah. Apparently doing something that the party is only vaguely aware of means that we side with Auril for the ending.
Well,
I mean, just
Killed their
saying. I
friend.
mean, Icewind
Back
Dale
when
has
you-
its name for a reason. And
you
look,
told
you
us-
guys already have the mark of Auril. You've done the trial
It's
for
more
her
that we're
followers.
nervous. We're
It's
nervous
all been there
about
the
your
whole time.
intentions.
you told us you wanted the staff when you first appeared as
Yeah.
Nicos, the mind flayer, and we said you can't have it. And the
And
fact
I
that you
don't
took
care.
it,
I mean, the
course-
thing
of
is, you
course
didn't even ask why he wanted it.
but the chances of it being for something good is so
Yeah, but
low.
you've made that assumption. You don't know anything. You're
Oh,
just,
you
you're
wanna
just
go
running,
pick us
you're
out
just
the
running
best
off
birthday
whims
presents
at this
ever.
point.
He
Anyway,
just
I
wants-
digress.
All
I
right.
digress.
I
Alright.
believe
Best birthday
Gruffar is
present
the
for us.
most lenient, chill Duergar to ever live. That he was willing to work with a mind flayer and then basically let him do whatever he wanted to do up until this point.
You mean the chill version of don't touch that, don't do that. What are you doing over here? Take that out of your pocket. I want this. I want that. That's the letting
So
him do
gotta
whatever he
figure
wants.
out what
any
you're
other
up to.
I mean-
Duergar would have been pure rage.
Yeah,
attack
you're being
with
yeah,
his
absolutely,
sword.
absolutely.
You were-
Absolutely.
You weren't showing what you had. And then you flew away and locked us in the tower. I mean, there really is nothing. There is nothing in your actions that telegraphs goodwill. You know.
Well, no, that's true.
Well, I don't know
And
if
you
I hit
killed
him
their
though,
friend.
because I rolled a 14.
14 will not hit Nicos.
Okay. In that case, Velen levels her staff of fire and launches a fireball, and it would range-wise, looking at the map, I think it would hit both Auril and Nicos.
And what about
And
Dranyage?
No, it's in front of that because it's got like a
Okay.
20-foot range.
So can you?
In which case, Oreo might give me cover if it's in front.
So can you control the point of impact? You know what I'm saying? Like, will it hit a target
a
and
bright
then
streak
expand from
flashes
there?
from your pointing finger, but in this case, it's a staff.
Yeah.
To a point you choose within range, and the range is 150 feet. Each creature in a 20-foot radius sphere centered on that point must make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay, so
Yeah,
yeah, you
I
can
would
pick a
still
point
be
on
in
the
the
ground without hitting Dranyage. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
if it's... Oh, are you gonna... Okay, I got it. Never mind.
So picking
I'll
a
draw
point.
on the map. I'll draw
Yeah.
on the map where I'm trying
You're
to
doing it far enough in front where
Yeah.
the edge of the sphere hits the
Yeah.
baddies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's gonna be a blast of heat that Dranyaj is gonna feel, but hopefully it won't hurt him.
I was getting a little chilly.
All right. What's the roll on that?
Dexterity saving throw, and then
Okay,
the
from Auril and
DC
Nicos.
is 14.
All right. Here we go. Auril rolled a natural 20.
Wow.
I rolled a unnatural 20. Also, I'm
So
resistant
20 and a
to
23.
fire.
Okay, in that case, 8d6 and at half
Okay. So
for both,
half
and then also probably half of that if you're resistant, Nicos.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
sorry, 1 second here. So half of 34 and then half that. So 17.
So half of 34 is 17. Half of 17 is 8.
Okay, so I take 17. All right. Auril, before your eyes, seems to like melt before this damage, and just like immediately, like the water immediately crystallizes into shards of ice that start to slowly shake on the ground and reconstruct. And before you, actually probably more over here, you now see a new figure, and it is this figure right here on the left. This kind of 10-foot tall, icy woman materializes, and now just outside of the, well, probably about 15-20 feet away from where it was. I'll get a new token on the map too, but that brings us to Auril's turn. Oh shoot, no, I don't have time to mess with things.
We're so screwed. There's too much inner turmoil to get out of this. This isn't gonna play out right.
She's
None
just
of
gonna,
my
she's
comics
gonna have a
work
tea
like
while we fight amongst ourselves and figure things out.
All right, so
Turned our plan against us.
Don't worry. When I create my world empire, Fizwick is definitely being spared, whereas the rest of you ungrateful wrenches are doomed.
he just wants a
Wrenches.
Tyrion-like role, just some lots of to eat and drink.
okay,
Oh no! I'll make you king of somewhere. Like you're the only one who stood against a god for me. I mean, if that's not like you're in charge of something material, I don't know what is.
King Fizwick, I like this.
all right. So, Auril is going to step. Yeah, she's going to cast Cone of Cold, and she's going to aim this at Nicos and Fizwick. And I need a DC 21 con
isn't-
saving throw.
Sorry, just real quick. Isn't Fizwick on a library?
Nicos
somewhere
and
miles away?
Dranyaj, my bad. Yeah.
Okay, good.
Nicos and Dranyaj. Thank you for clarifying.
Just checking. Just checking. I'm not gonna bother because I'm still immune to cold.
Yep. So, Cone of DC 21 con save for me there. Dranyaj.
Sorry, what? Trying to.
Con saving throw.
All right, that would be a 25.
Okay. You take, and this cone of cold bursts out towards you. You take 20 points of cold damage. That's half the damage you would have taken because you made the save. All right. She notices that this doesn't seem to have an impact on Nicos. All right. And that is actually where we're going to take a short break here. That's the end of our initiative round. So we will come back, and we will be with Fizwick, Nicos, Dranyaj, Fedorov, Rukvar, and Auril once again. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. This is intense. This is crazy. which is only fitting for our finale. And we'll be back very shortly, so stick with us.
just so I feel better, a 15 wouldn't have hit you, Nicos, right?
Hello?
It wouldn't
Nicos?
have.
Hello. No.
Hello, everybody. We're back. Thanks for hanging with us in the midst of this insanely intense final battle against the Frostmaiden and each other.
We all gave each other virtual hugs in the break, just in case something terrible happens.
Remember the good times, guys. Remember me as I was.
My heart
All right.
will go on.
So, great to have you all with us tonight. We're enjoying this. And I think you should check out our sponsor, Hero Forge. They're cool. HeroForge.com. There's a link in the video description. And you can make awesome custom characters, custom miniatures. Go do it. Build. Get addicted. Feed that addiction. Also draw your attention to Michael's YouTube and Twitch channels in the video description. Dead Aussie Gamers, the place to be if you want to see some good D&D and RPGs and just lots of RPGs. And Will's Dark Sea Workshop. The man makes dice. They're the nicest dice I have ever owned.
Thanks,
And yep,
What the compliment?
they're awesome. So check them out. There's a link to his Etsy shop in the video description. All right, good. We ended with Auril transforming and attacking with Cone of Cold. Now, you guys can hear in the distance wolves howling. And you also notice off to the west, there is a frost giant skeleton marching your way. Seems to be approaching. All right. And it is at this very moment that the staff on the obelisk begins to tremble. The vibrations around you intensify from the obelisk. And Michael, I'll let you describe what the party sees appearing in the air above Yithrin. What does this look
All
like?
right. In the air above the large chamber in which Yithrin is housed, several hundred of feet of ice and sleet hang like a ceiling, obscuring everything but the smallest amount of light that passes through the icy depth. Something strange begins to pass. A shadow of a creature, a large tendrilled beast, begins to slither and crawl like this inky black cloud on an icy frozen sky, and hovers just above the spire at the center of Yithrin. As the shadow passes over the various small skirmishes between the Nothic and the ice methods, as well as the giants and the skeletons, most turn their eyes upwards as they gaze at this creature. Suddenly, there is this glow of light, this toxic, vicious, and vitreal, purplish pink energy that suddenly collides with the ice above, creating this brilliant flash of light as stalactites begin to fall, as icicles rain down on the city itself from all around. The world trembles as the ice is struck, but the glow does not stop. The glow continues. Soon, a waterfall of icy cold water begins to pour down, and soon the ceiling itself gives way and crashes. The stale air, frozen and chilly, rushes out into Icewind Dale, and the fresh, frozen tundra snow begins to pour in from the new opening in the ceiling. And there, stuck to the sky above Icewind Dale, is an immense ship. This huge seashell-like like chassis twisted around with what looks to be this immense creature with long squid-like tendrils and appendages emanating from its front. Large, almost alien-looking structures built along the sides of this huge creature. A living boat. A vessel from the deepest and most deadly parts of the Darklands. A nautiloid. Which is on screen now.
And my Google image still isn't working, so I have a tiny version, but yes.
Okay, we'll take a tiny version.
So you see this appear in front of, in the sky above you. Nicos in particular looks very interested in this. You all see his head turn. If he could smile, he would be. And that brings us back to the top of the initiative order. Fizwick, it is your turn.
Okay. I'm sorry here for just a moment. Okay, so where is like, can you, Nate, can you describe the picture? There's so much going on. I just need a setting to understand even the clusterfuck.
Okay,
that,
so,
I'm sorry.
so imagine okay, so you know like a hermit crab shell, how it's like kind of spirally and stuff and has the hermit crab on the outside?
Yeah.
It's like a squid instead of a hermit crab. And the shell, as it were, is actually
I understood your stuff. I meant I was trying to get like a
lay of the land. Lay of the land.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay,
No, I get that.
So-
I thought I did a bad job. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
Let me show the okay.
I like the squid mobile.
All right. So on our map here, I don't know, Michael. What would you say? Where is this thing directly overhead? Is it off to one side? What do you think?
I mean, it's got a massive range. I'd say it's lowering itself, so it's adjacent to the central tower, but forward facing to us, as it were.
Yeah, so maybe we could say it is like right over here on this side of the tower.
Yeah,
but
that's
maybe
exactly what I was
its
thinking.
back is kind of like approaching you over here, sort of.
Mm-hmm.
Nicos, did you say about how big it is?
Yeah, I can give you some information on that that I know off the top of my head,
know.
and not because I'm googling it right now.
I don't care if you have to Google it.
It's
or
just
if
a
you
trick
make
of
it
the
up.
camera. It's actually about the size of a small motorcycle.
Yes, objects may appear larger in
Owlbear Rodeo.
It's Nicos'
Albert
gray
Radio.
solution yet. It's not
Yeah.
even there.
That's true. Could be.
Boom.
So anyway,
Alright.
Will, it is while he's looking that up, it is like pretty much adjacent to you here. Then underneath it, there's a frost giant skeleton. There are some wolves running your way, and yeah.
Let it park. It'll squish the bad guys for us.
Fizwick wants to just see if he can climb a little bit higher and just get an even better, safer vantage point. Is that a thing? You can
Yeah,
do?
you can do that. Yep.
Cool. I would like to
Fizwick
do
is a mad
that
good climber.
and be a sneaky hiderson.
Yep. All right. So you're just going to hide. You're not going to do anything with your action.
No, I'm just gonna hide and well, with my, is there any enemies within range?
Yeah, I mean, you can still see Auril in her new form if you'd like to attack Auril. I would say you could probably attack the frost giant skeleton with disadvantage.
I'm gonna take actually a shot at Auril.
Yeah, you go for it.
That's
Roll that
fine.
with advantage. You are hidden.
Awesome. Let's go ahead and shoot.
All right. It is about
22.
200 foot long.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, that's big.
Boosty.
Yep. It also, for fun facts, it can house up to 10 crew with a total of 35, including passengers and slaves, etc., etc., etc. Has 4,200 days of fresh air within it at any given time, and weighs 35 ton.
Wow.
Wow. All right, Fizwick, what'd you get?
22 to hit for whopping 31 damage with the sneak attack.
Oh,
Says,
dang.
"Are she gonna feel this?"
Okay, and... Okay, so that is piercing damage, correct? Yes. All right, sweet. 31 points, you said. Wow. All right.
And then, as a bonus action, I want to go back into my hiding.
Yep.
Why am I saying these things?
It's adorable. You're an adorable little goblin.
So cute.
Don't forget it.
Scottish.
All right.
Heidi McHiderson.
That brings us to Nicos. Nicos, what would you like to do?
Okay. Well, seeing my ship having arrived, you watch as Nicos sort of reaches into the air, and on the tips of his fingers, these tiny little circular runes start to appear. I'm gonna try and use my telepathy to basically do a systems check on it, just to see if I can communicate with it at all.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Go ahead and roll a shipwright skill. No,
Very well.
I'm gonna pull out my Star Wars books here, and we'll find a skill.
That's fine.
Yeah, I don't know. What do you think would be appropriate?
I think intelligence. I presume with the hive mind stuff, proficiency. So just a intelligence.
Yep, I think that would be pretty easy. Yep.
Okay, so let's go with this, and okay, so that is a 14.
Okay, yeah, I mean, I think you could probably tell that it appears to be operational.
Okay, has the staff finished its work, as it were, or is it still? I think this is like the third round, right? So we're at like 18 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, I think that it has. I mean, the ship is here and it appears operational. Was there something else you were trying to do with the staff, or?
No, I just wanted to see if it was done. Like,
yeah,
like
it
the.
appears.
Oh, okay,
yeah,
cool.
It's not vibrating anymore. The ship has appeared and it is done.
All right. But they. Okay, you know what? No, I'm going to spend my first action, and I'm going to start gesturing wildly, and a small diagram of the city appears in my hand. I'm going to activate the ship's dimension door on Fizwick. And I'm going to move Fizwick from his location in the city onto the forward deck of that ship.
Okay. Now here's my question.
Which he does get a deck save if he wants to dodge it, because it's not it's a transporter, not it. So technically you have to be willing, so you can just like kind of step out of it and it won't work. But
okay, so Fizwick, you see a dimension door, I guess, kind of appear. I mean, would you go through this? Would you dodge?
Oh man, I've been put on the spot.
You have. Tell you what, I can come back to you if you want to let Dranyaj have his turn while you think.
Everyone's doing so much thinking right now.
Yeah, it's.
Think
about what Fizwick would do.
Sees it, and he kind of sees that the magic has an essence. Like a signature color, that Nicos would have. And he kind of just feels like this came from Nicos, and he's still holding out that there's some of the original Nicos, or should we say Tamalios, I think, left in there. And so he jumps like pretty quickly through the portal.
All right. You find yourself on the deck of a nautiloid ship. All right. That brings us... Nicos, is there anything else you'd like to do with your turn?
Yes. I just need to check something super quick.
Yep.
Okay, cool. Now, there is no action for this ability. but I'm going to type it to you in chat because I feel like maybe I might be reading it wrong, and I'd much rather clear this past the GM before I get all dramatic and stuff with it.
Yeah. Ooh, yeah, let me check that.
Oh, we don't. That's not a good reaction from you. I wanted to hear. Nope, you can't do that.
So, according to what I'm reading here, it would be using an action to expend a charge.
Okay, cool. I think I'm just misreading what the little brief thing's telling me. All right, so that is all I'm going to do for now.
All right.
Is just get Fizwick to safety.
Okay. Yep. Sounds good. All right. That brings us to Dranyage.
Okay. How tall is Ice Lady?
Oh boy, that is a great question. I think
Ice
she's 10
lady.
feet tall. Ice lady. Yeah, let me pull up the details page here, but yeah, we'll go with 10 feet tall.
Oh, so she's not like a giant.
No.
Okay.
Yep, 10 foot tall.
I'm going to ghost dive over to. Can I ghost dive to kind of behind her and over her shoulder?
Absolutely.
All right. I'm actually going to do that and then whisper into her ear. I think our efforts might be aligned for the moment, anyway. And then, yep.
You don't seek to end my winter.
At the time, I seek to stop our old friend from doing whatever he is doing, and I suspect whatever he is doing will interfere with whatever you wish to do with this world.
She kind of narrows her eyes. And is there anything else you'd like you to do on your turn?
No, I am going to stand there as a sign of temporary peace.
Okay. All right. That brings us to Federo, who has seen Fizwick disappear and now flies up toward the nautiloid ship and is circling around it.
Does he smack into the window like a pigeon and die?
That would be sad. And Gruckvard, is your turn.
I'm still doing my little slow Duergar run,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm
I'm gonna get there. Everything's gonna be done.
I know. I'm still at I was at 120 feet last time, so I'm gonna be up 95. I'm gonna try and blast another guiding bolt. And,
Okay.
see what I get here.
Yep.
Rolled a
Counterspell.
15. Rolled a 15. Does that hit?
I'm going to counterspell it anyway.
Okay, what does that
fine.
do?
It just negates it.
It doesn't bounce it
15
back
does not
at you
hit
or
anyway.
something?
No. Well, fine. If it's not going to hit, I just won't use it.
A
I want to
15
use this on something.
I know.
So
You could have
keen.
used it on some of my cold spells, but
Yeah, I
you're
could've.
immune to cold anyway.
I know, but then you wouldn't have injured Dranyage, and
Yeah.
that really helped me more than anything else at that point.
Yeah.
Well,
All right.
unless I'm
So
injured, nobody's having
I'm
fun.
sorry, Gruckfar, that is a miss.
Okay. Well, in that case, Velin will. Let's see here. What does she even have?
It's too bad Valin hasn't leveled up with you guys, huh?
It's pretty lame. She's kind of back in the old days over here.
She was something.
She was when we first
Lame.
met her, and nowadays.
Remember when you were good? Remember when you
Well,
mattered?
I'll just fire a. Let's see here. Nope, not close enough for that. I'll have her fire a witch bolt at Nicos.
All right.
And was her 2 hits? 6. 25.
All right. 25 hits.
Counterspell.
Counterspell
All right.
again.
No, I'll use counterspell on this one.
Yep, does not hit then.
Okay.
The
We're
spell
both
has
still
no
running.
effect. All right.
She's a little bit ahead of me.
She's a little
She's
ahead
not
of
as
you.
slow as me.
Yep. All right. That brings us to Auril. Auril is confused. Doesn't quite know what to do, to be honest with you.
Nico senses that and says, "You're confused."
She's pondering Dranyaj's offer. But yeah, just isn't quite sure. All right.
Not a very smart demigod.
She is going to
What a spread.
She is going to attack Nicos with there are 3 darts that fly out toward Nicos, and okay, that's a 9 to hit, and then a 19, and then
19 will hit.
and then a 27 for a nat 20. So
that'll also hit. Yep.
all right. So the cold damage will not have an effect, but there is some piercing damage in the form of 9 and 4. 13 piercing damage as these little icy darts fly from her, basically her shoulder, like spires, and just stick into you. All right. And then she is going to cast. Let's see here. There's not a cast. Yeah, she is going to. Everyone within 30 feet is going to take some piercing damage as this ice shards just kind of flurry around. So this would include Nicos and Dranyaj. And this would be a whopping total of 8 damage.
What type of damage?
It is
Yeah.
piercing. Yeah. There's no cold
All
damage
right.
with this one.
Was that a... Oh, never mind.
All right. And that brings us back to Fizwick.
What's around me on this boat? Or in the ship?
Nikos?
So many animals?
All right. No, there's no animals. Oh wait, actually, it is. Technically it is a big animal, to be honest. Like.
We need to pull up some screenshots from Baldur's Gate 3.
Okay, I've got some stats here. Let me have a look. Okay, there it is. Okay, let's see. Okay, so there are. Okay, so what you could do on your own is that there is a ballista. The ballista stats.
Oh, this is awesome.
Ballista's stats are. It's bigger than phones. Yada yada yada. 40. Okay. It has a 100/300 foot range and does 3d12 plus 19 points of damage. Oh, sorry, plus 9 points of damage.
Ooh, hot damn. Can Fizwick get to this?
Sure.
Yeah, you're probably quite close to one. What it launches is basically kind of almost like akin to a poison barb with hooks on the end of it.
Okay, so Fizwick gets up next to this and you can just see him, just his eyes are huge. And he gets up on the controls and gets the sights all lined up. And can he aim this at Auril?
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
Fizwick, does he see some kind of like fire button, or what's this look like to like launch this shot?
I don't know. What do you think, Michael? Probably like some kind of like, button on the.
I think. Okay, so I'm imagining that it's kind of again like almost like an organ of the creature has been kind of fitted into this housing that is shaped like a ballista. So it's almost like when you push a certain button, it sort of massages a gland that causes the spike to then arm out the front of it. and then as you twist the organ to like aim in that appropriate direction, a simple, it's almost like a snake kind of priming its venom sac, filling it with fluid, and you can kind of see that that's kind of what's happening. And then as you press it, it releases it, and the pressure that's built up behind the spike then launches it outwards, because the damage that is dealt is both piercing and poison damage.
Sweet. Okay, I got this. Fizwick sees two nasty, slimy holes, and he's like, "Oh no!" And he sticks his hands in the holes, and you can hear it like squeaking and popping. And he gets in there, and he can feel the organs that Michael's talking about that kind of even almost feel like controls, but it like if your Xbox controller had a heartbeat almost. And there's one on each side. And
Yours doesn't?
he lines up the aimer with Auril and says, "Say hello to my little friend," and cuts it loose and squeezes the organ.
All right.
See, I feel like I should be the one saying the line.
How do we
Say hello to
roll?
my little friend.
Thanks for the ship, Michael.
How do we roll this, Michael?
You make a ranged attack.
Okay, sweet.
It's a ballista. I'd say given that despite the alien technology of it, like Fizwick's like used like crossbows and the like, it aim shoot, it's pretty thing. So
Yep.
yeah, it'd be a ranged attack.
All right, so let's just go with your normal bow attack without the +1 because your bow is a +1 bow.
Okay.
You'll have to do without the +1.
Ooh. 23.
That's a hit. Let's go ahead and roll damage. What's the damage on that, Michael?
3d12 + 9.
3d12 plus 9.
And sneak attack if they don't know that he's up there.
Oh,
Yeah, we'll go with that.
you gotta add the sneak attack. Everyone always wants that. All right, so what do we got? We got. Who?
Michael,
what?
would that be used? on
Oh,
that
the
ship
worst.
to like board other ships usually, or what would that be, or just to attack other large creatures in the air?
No, it's mostly anti-personnel.
Okay.
For those smaller ones, there is a larger one for like anti what do you call it? Well, actually, I don't know. It's hard to describe. I mean, imagining poison damage because it might be used to fight other nautiloids or other living things. Like maybe they fight dragons. Actually, no, they do fight dragons. That's it. The Illithids' major enemy are the Githyanki and Githzerai, of which some of them actually do ride dragons into battle. So their main munitions to protect their ships would likely have poison in it that could, that likely is able to affect dragons and the like. So that might be,
Oh boy,
that might
Fizwick
be why.
Might even be able to find a laser gun on this ship. I think that's where the laser guns come from. But
All right, what'd you roll there? And what kind of damage is it? Is it poison damage?
it
Poison piercing. So half and half.
Okay.
It was pretty bad. I rolled the worst set of D12s ever. A 1, a 5, and like a
Shoot.
7 for a total of 13 points.
Okay, plus your
Plus
sneak
9.
attack.
With that, it's 31. So he did just
Okay.
as much damage with his giant turret as he did with his bow.
Yeah. All right.
Made me hit her.
Did you
like,
include the +9 as well?
Oh, no,
Oh.
plus 9. Oh, we're up to 40. Pow.
Okay, 40.
Nice,
Okay.
Michael.
Yep. It hurts her, not as much as you feel like it should. Those of you who are standing by kind of like sense a little like resistance. All right.
Is it stuck? Is it stuck in her?
I'm gonna say it probably passes through this ice, and she winces, and kind of the hole closes back.
Oh, okay.
With
Yeah.
my bonus action, I'm going to go back into hiding.
Oh, now I'm gonna get a copyright strike. No, I'm kidding.
That was not what I meant to do.
That's funny.
Okay, it's under 4 seconds. We're good.
All right. Awesome. All right. So this brings us back to. Okay, that was Fizwick's turn. Is that right?
Yeah.
Are we all the way back? Yep, we are. We're back to Nicos.
All right. Nicos is going to make this his last statement to Dronyaj and Grokvar. You had a chance. I offered you a place by my side. And now, like this city, you will be buried under your own suspicion and inactivity. along with this relic of the past that would see that everything be frozen in place. Your legacy dies here. And I'm going to ready an action to use Misty Step to teleport up onto my ship. And I'm going to use my action to burn all 3 charges of my Ring of the Ram, which I had not used once in this campaign. And I'm going to shatter the Staff of Power as I teleport away. Shattering a Staff of Power causes a massive explosion of energy, detonating all remaining charges inside the staff itself. Meaning that there is currently, there is currently 18 charges still remaining in this staff. So, Dronyage and Auril, who are both within melee striking distance of me, take 8 times 18 damage.
Oh no.
Anyone who is within 20 foot of me, which I don't know how close Valin was, takes 6 times 18 damage. And anyone who is 30 foot away takes 4 times 18 damage.
Okay, so I think Grukvar and Valin are not close enough yet.
I'm still slowly dying.
Okay, so they're not close enough. Okay, so in which case, Dronyage and Auril need to make.
Are we in melee range of you? That far away from the tower?
Not melee.
What, are they
Probably
not? Are they within
20 feet?
Of their 20 foot? Okay, so then they'd be in the 6 times range. Sorry, I thought they were clawing at me and stuff like that.
Are there any saving throws applying to this?
That's what I was.
Because I mean, I didn't see them walk away because I would have gotten attacks of opportunity. That's the only reason I asked.
I Ghostwater dived away.
And she teleported when she respawned. Yeah, she can teleport 30 feet.
Oh, okay. That's where I missed it. Because she teleported when she respawned and you Ghostwater dived. Okay, yep. Okay. Yeah, so it's 6 times 18 for that, and it is a dex save to half, and I am going to be on my ship.
Okay, so here we go.
And would you say this is an effect that I can see?
Yeah, I mean it's emanating from the staff, so I would say so. Why?
I get advantage on dex.
Okay.
saving.
Oh, good thing. Oh no.
Yeah.
All right.
That's really not great.
Yeah.
A
Okay,
9.
let me roll for. Oh, I got a 19. Plus 3 is 22. So
22 is enough to half.
Okay. So that's 6 times 18, you said?
Yeah, so that's 54 damage to Auril.
Okay, 54 damage. All right.
And
what type of damage is it? It
So
is
that's 108 damage.
Yeah, 108.
108 damage.
What type of damage?
I'm just finding out the type now. Force damage, I believe.
Force. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Although I cannot confirm that. The damage it normally does is force.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
And that's the only reason I'm going with that. Yeah.
I like it. All right. 54 points for me. All right. Is Dronyage still up?
Not if I take 100 and what was it?
108.
108.
I am not.
Oof. Okay.
Thank
That's
you.
right. You took 100 hit points back, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm currently at 96, so.
All right. Dronyage is unconscious. Auril is damaged but still up.
All right. And I am on the.
Did you say what the total maximum range of that explosion
30
is?
foot.
30 foot?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah. So on the nautiloid, Nicos just sort of appears, like you watch as this sort of like tear, like sort of appears Nicos next to where Fizwick is. Nicos looks at Fizwick, and I want to kind of have this moment where I want to see what Fizwick does, knowing that I'm here. He can see that I'm like covered in these darts, that I'm injured, that if he swung that big ballisteries on around, he could probably take me out right now. But I'm like, that's what Nicos is doing at the moment. Like he's having that moment of trying to figure out what Fizwick's going to do. He's not even going to reach out telepathically to try and sense his intention. As far as he knows, both Dronyaj and Grukvar just betrayed him, but Fizwick was the only one who continued to help
I'm still at 1 hit point.
after
Okay.
108.
Because of my relentless rage, I can make a DC 10 Constitution saving throw, and it pops me back up to 1.
Okay.
Doesn't
Yep.
matter.
That's right. That barbarian ability. That's amazing. All right.
Nice.
So you made your save?
They did. I got
Okay.
an 18.
Okay. All right. Fizwick, we'll wait to see what you do in a moment. It is now Dronyaj's turn. Dronyaj, you're at 1 hit point. You are right next to the Frostmaiden. Looks like she's about to hug you.
What is happening here? There we go.
Not really.
All right, so I'm next to the Frostmaiden, and I'm watching them start to fly away, right?
We haven't flown away yet, but you can basically just see the undercarriage of the nautiloid and all the tentacles and stuff like that.
One undercarriage I never wanted to see.
Oh, actually, if I can move it, I'll move it away. Just start backing it off, like away from. The
Yeah,
battle,
we'll
as it
say
were.
that like you start to see it just slowly start to lift. And that's
All right. I'm gonna say I'm going to. What am I going to do? Still raging since I moved to that.
Remember, you do have the disengage action. I would just remind you
Yeah.
of that.
Well, I mean, I could just Ghostwater dive away too if I wanted.
That's true too,
but I
yeah.
don't think that is an action, but
Yep.
I would say I think I would just actually like kind of on my hands and knees tell Auril, if you truly want to rule this place, your competition is getting away. And then I'll try to stand. I'll stand up and maybe just sort of like defensively ready in action in case she turns on me or anyone else in my party. I'll ready the I'll get ready to go swatter dive away if she is going to look like she's going to strike.
Okay. Make a persuasion check for me if you would.
Right.
And then we will go to Grukvar.
That was an 8.
All right. Fizwick, you see Federo flying straight to you and perching on the railing where you are. And now it is Grukvar's turn.
I am going to. I gotta see how far away I am here. Okay. I'm gonna move a bit closer, and I see that Dronyaj is like up and moving around, right?
Yes.
Okay.
That's sort of a relative term at this point.
Okay. I am going to.
He looks
cast-
real bad.
I'm going to cast the spell Heal, and directing my energy towards Dronyaj. He
Does that
feels
mean
a
I have
surge
to
of
walk?
positive energy, and it causes him to regain 70 hit points.
Holy cow!
This spell also ends blindness, deafness, or any diseases. Do you have any diseases on you?
I don't, but 70 hit points is much appreciated.
Okay.
Dang.
Okay.
That brings his total healed hit points in the last game to 170.
Wow.
All right. Okay. Anything else you'd like to do, Grukvar?
Let's see
Otherwise,
here.
Villain can go.
I'm going to continue using some of my movement here so I can get within closer range of Auril, and just assume that Velin's kind of come with me there. And Velin will launch a. Actually, let's see here. Second. Does she have that? She's going to cast nope, too far away. Another witch bolt at Auril.
Okay. Nice.
Does 23 hit?
23 hits, yes.
right. Six. I think it's lightning damage if that's a thing.
Yeah, that is a thing.
All right.
All right. Yep. You see like pieces of like shards of ice breaking off. You know, a lot from Nicos' spell, or from the explosion of the staff rather, and more now. All right, and that brings us to Auril. Auril is going to there's certainly some uncertainty, but she does now turn toward Grukvar and Velin, who have just attacked her, and she is going to cast Cone of Cold once more, and I need you to make a Constitution saving throw, Grukvar.
$19.
Okay. And Velin as well.
Okay. What's your con? Oh, sorry, I gotta go to her. I lost her page here. I gotta see her actual.
Well, the DC is
modifiers.
21, so.
Oh, is it? Oh, I didn't look I did not even look at the roll. So okay.
It was an 8.
Yeah, it was an 8, so
I don't think
no.
she made it. I don't think she
All
made
right.
it.
So that is going to be 29 points of cold damage as this blast from her hands connects with you and Velin. All right. And that brings us to back to the top of the order. We are with Fizwick now. Fizwick, you have seen Nicos materialize on this ship in front of you, stepping through the dimension door. And he's just looking at you. What do you do?
Man. And we've got 2 monsters down there in the bottom. A big old ice thing still walking towards us.
Yep, there is a frost giant that is below the ship. You guys are up in the air, so you're safe from this.
And Ryan's down.
Ryan is up now. He's got 71 hit points.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Grukvar.
Well, if I'm there with Fizwick, would you mind if we kind of had the whole scene?
Yeah, that's totally fine with me. You guys are right next to each other in initiative order too, so if you want to collaborate.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I'll go off you, Will.
Oh, go. Yeah. Did you have something?
No. You. I'll react to you is what I mean.
Oh, okay. I've never not known what to say more at this moment. I have 3 things on my plate that I think are really cool. And I want to make a quick choice so I don't stall this.
Well, sometimes not acting is in itself a response as well.
Can Fizwick, basically, what kind of benefits would I get from not acting at all right now?
Well, you could choose to dodge. You could also choose to ready an action. So you could say, if this happens, I want to this.
Okay.
Yeah. Or you could, other than that, if you're in combat, taking the dodge action is not a bad thing, because anyone who attacks you gets a disadvantage. But you don't seem to be threatened right now.
Mm-hmm. And Fizwick still got his aimer on Auril?
Yeah, I'll say it's still there. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Fizwick's gonna take another shot.
Yeah, go for it. So you will roll your regular bow attack -1, basically.
19.
That hits. Go ahead and roll your damage, which is, well, tell you what, a dart flies from this thing, and you see it hit Auril square on, and ice shatters everywhere. And then kind of rematerializes into a third form. This isn't even my final form!
Oh no.
Let's see.
Wait, for real?
It might be the final form. She doesn't say that.
Yeah, Fizwick whooped
She doesn't
her
actually
ass.
say that. All right. This smallish, like, shard of ice is floating in the air now, right in front of the obelisk. And anything
for
else you'd like
stopping
to
her
do
up,
on your
Nicos.
turn, Fizwick?
Pretty.
Well, he's gonna try to, can he climb on, or no? He's just gonna try to hide.
Okay, sure. All right. That brings us to Nicos. What would you like to do?
All right. So Nicos steps forward, and as he does so, and I'd like to invite Fizwick to react to this as well while I'm doing this, because I'm going to go cinematic here. I'm going to instruct the nautiloid to start moving away from Yithrin as the others battle down in the city. I move out of range and make my way to the front of the ship. I then pull out the scroll of comet.
All right. You reach. Where did you keep it?
In my jacket.
You reach into your jacket and it's not there. You quickly feel your other side. Like, must have put it in the other one. It's not there either.
Did he? Because I knew that. Sorry, this is just a bit of meta. I knew that there was an attempt to steal it, but I thought that failed before.
I think there was an attempt at Grukvar to observe.
I asked Nicos to show me what he took, but he just didn't.
Yeah,
do it.
because I don't think anyone. I don't think. Pretty much since I don't think I've allowed anyone to get close enough to have, like, laid hands on him. If that makes sense. And no, fair enough. I mean, look, I'm not gonna argue it, but I have other methods. If reaching in, the scroll of comet is not there. You watch as Nico sort of turns around and is going to instruct the nautiloid to collapse the ceiling onto the city.
All right. Yeah.
And that is what I'm going to do. I'm going to have the nautiloid just, once we fly out of range, just start opening fire, and then have all of the ice just collapse down onto the city itself.
Yep.
I'll say this in common, or at least telepathically, so Fizwick can hear. No matter. It is of no importance. Such magics are beyond their capacity anyway. And I have bigger matters to attend to. Beast, bury in ice and snow those who did not understand their folly, but too late. And the ship will start to pull away. The other ballistas that are there start to take aim as it goes out of the hole that it had made in the ice. And Fizwick, you hear Nicos as he says this. He's going to make his way over to the piloting seat, as it were, of the nautiloid and prepare to leave.
Fizwick, how do you react to this? The ceiling you can see is they're just turrets, weapons firing, and big chunks of ice and rock. Well, I guess it would be ice, collapsing all over the city.
Man. I don't feel like I'm put on the hot spot every time. That makes
You have been,
something
man.
Cool. I've only got so many choices to do cool stuff left. And he's basically gone into the cockpit of the Falcon here, right?
Yeah.
I haven't gone in yet. I'm on my way there. I'm like, there's definitely time. I'm also gonna change this music because that really high pitched crystal noise is turning my brain into pudding.
So,
Well, now
Nicos,
you know
while
how
you're
it feels.
having the interaction with Fizwick, you're both on the deck, and it's kind of like an open air, like the deck of a pirate ship or something. Is that correct? Or is it inside somewhere?
So the nautiloid itself has like an open deck, like an almost like a balcony at its front,
Mhm.
and then there's like this big spiraling seashell which is like inside of a building.
Okay.
So I was on the front. I'm now making my way into the spiral shell area, segment of it.
Okay.
Are we like almost out of here? Like, are we off the ground and stuff, or are we docked or something? Or
Oh yeah, no, we're
Way up in
well
the
and
air.
truly off the ground. I would say distance wise, we are currently 150 to 200 foot away, roughly.
off the ground?
Yeah, off the ground. Or
I'm
off
gonna
the-
let you think about that, Fizwick, because it actually is Dranyaj's turn. I was just getting caught up in the narrative moment without realizing.
Oh
we're
yeah,
still
yeah.
kind of in
I
initiative
just
order.
wanted to know if Fizwick wanted to say anything before as I was moving away. So yeah, it is.
Yeah, no, I'm the one who put him on
Oh,
the
he's
spot. I
thrilled
said,
to be on
how
a
do you
spaceship
react,
right now.
Fizwick?
He's freaking out. He's still trying to see if he can find a laser gun. But that would be metagaming. So that here's a good example of it. Like, that's the only reason I know Fizwick would not know of no laser guns. So yeah, Fizwick's just in awe right now. He's on something that he's taking his breath away. He's gone through a portal, shot the sweet gun.
Yep.
He's just playing it by ear right now.
All right. Dranyaj, there are huge chunks of ice falling all around you. What do you want to do?
What is Auril doing right now? Or the floating blue?
Yeah, it seems to be just floating there.
So Dranyaj holds one of his axes in his hand. It's the one that Fizwick, or it's the one that he had hung the little baubles that Fizwick had given him at the very beginning of this.
Mm-hmm.
And he sort of feels them between his fingers, glances up at the ship, and then reluctantly looks back to Grafar and Lynn and just yells, "I think we need to take our leave of this place." And I just start running as fast as I can out of the city.
Mm-hmm. All right. Yeah. Grukvar, what do you do?
How far away am I from the ship itself?
Ooh, 200 feet probably.
200 feet.
Come with me if you're live.
Yeah, and that's not going to make it. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to follow suit. And,
Okay.
I assume Velen would come along.
Yep,
No.
Velen kind of like curses under her breath and runs off.
Mild retcon here, but how far away are we from that gizmo that controls the weather and everything?
We'd be heading back towards it if we're going towards the exit.
Yeah, so I guess I'd also say, any chance we can get that thing fired up in time? And I just keep running.
Sound like Han Solo right there.
I can't do a Wookiee. Sorry.
Velen says, it's worth a try. Perhaps we can at least melt the ice. Maybe we can even help the city take off. And, she makes a dash for the Mythalar. All right. That brings us to Auril's turn. Auril, you guys, there's just guns firing everywhere, huge chunks of ice falling, and one huge one just cracks, topples the obelisk, and right onto this
Oh, it was just
icy
ice that night.
shard of Auril. And you guys see it as you're running away, it disappear under this ice and stone. You guys make it to the Mythalar. Well, actually, everyone go ahead and make me a dexterity saving throw. Valin, all of you who are on the ground.
Against what? An effect?
Falling ice.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was a 5.
All right.
I gotta see what her dex mod is. Oh, okay. $18 for me and 19 for Valin.
Okay. Dranyaj, you take 16 damage, and Valin and Grukvar, you take 8 damage.
What kind of damage?
Just bludgeoning.
So I only take 8.
All right. And that brings us back to Fizwick and Nicos. What are you guys doing up in that ship? Fizwick, you've seen Nicos turn his back. He's walking back into the shell part of the ship. Yeah, what would you like to... You see your friends below running for their lives as huge chunks of ice fall, and the guns of this ship continue just to pulverize the cavern here.
Oh boy.
This is so epic. I'm sorry. This is crazy.
It would be the... I don't know, I'm not saying, but if you just, like, you know, till next time, it would be quite the cliffhanger.
We're not doing that.
Feels like I need 2 weeks to think about this. Come on.
I literally do.
Well, I mean, I'll just say, like,
people
wood...
everywhere.
I don't.
wood-
I'll also say I don't think anybody on the ground I mean, Nicos certainly knows this because he orchestrated it, but I don't think anybody on the ground, Rukvar or Dranyaj or Velen, knows you're in that ship. Do you know what I mean? We just know you're somewhere around here. I'm sure as we're running past, we're yelling, "Fizwick, Fizwick!"
Yeah,
as we
probably,
run
actually.
to the Mythalar.
Well, then I take
Yeah.
back my rubbing of my baubles. Take that as you will.
Rubbing your baubles. What is that?
Please don't
He's
rub
running
your
for his
baubles in
life, so
public.
I mean, this might be his last chance to rub his balls.
I see.
So,
This
From
loincloth
Detroit.
really chafes.
Fizwick, I'll just say, I don't know. I think no one would blame you if you're just like, this is a cool ship. That seems in character for Fizwick in some ways, right? You're aboard a cool ship. You're just in awe. I think that's an appropriate reaction for Fizwick. But I guess the question is, like, how aware is Fizwick of his friends in peril, and does he think there is anything he can do for them down there? Like, I don't know, maybe not. But anyway, I'll let you decide.
I don't know. Oh my god.
All right, Grukvar and Dranyaj, you have reached the Mythalar. Keep thinking. You've reached the Mythalar. Valin puts her hand on it and says, Grukvar, we must try to attune to it.
Rukvar joins in as well.
Do you know magic, Dranyaj?
I'm familiar with the concept.
Give it a shot.
Can't hurt.
Put my hands on it
All right.
and like pretend to say some words.
Mm-hmm.
But it's really just like my last grocery list.
As you guys, you definitely noticed, like, the force field is gone from around the tower. You had no problem getting in here. As you put your hands on it, you guys see amidst the rubble a frost giant skeleton just absolutely getting crushed by a huge chunk of ice. Bones just shatter everywhere. You guys spot a little bit of a jackal-like figure just dodging. He yells over to you, "Have you seen a penguin?" And all of a sudden, he's running to you. huge chunk of ice just absolutely flattens him. He's no more.
Drawing
And-
despite everything left, just a little bit.
The Mythalar begins to hum, and a warmth emanates throughout each of you.
Can Fizwick make his turn?
Fizwick.
Fizwick looks at this cube that he's got, and he presses the 5 on it. He has a cube called the Cube of Force, and nothing can pass through the barrier. Walls, floors, and ceilings can pass through at my discretion. So the cube pops up around me that lasts for about a minute.
All right, and the 5 does what now?
Nothing can pass through the barrier. Walls, floors, and ceilings can pass through at my
Yeah.
discretion.
Okay, yeah.
So I'm allowing myself to stand on the ship, I guess. So
Yeah, so you're just standing out on the deck.
yeah.
And yeah, there's chunks of ice kind of here and there, hitting the cube of force and just bouncing off of it. You're protected. All right. That brings us back to, Nicos.
All right, I sent you a message in Zoom as
Okay.
I'm making my way to the cockpit, as it were.
Yeah,
So
so
Nicos,
I don't remember
yeah,
the answer to that because there
okay,
was
so
the bit on the
I
force
just mean
bridge.
if something happened between point A point B. Otherwise, I do. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, yep.
So, so Nicos makes his way to the nautiloid's cockpit. What it is it's basically this large pool of water in the center of this this room in its what is essentially its brain. Large veins seem to go into this pool and out, and the various organic tables and structures line the sides of this brain, in which one can manually control the nautiloid. But I do not go to the brain and control it. Instead, I reach into my jacket. I close my eyes as I feel around, realizing someone had been rummaging around on my person, and pull out what looks to be a dagger. This dagger was gifted, and he knows exactly what this dagger does. And taking it, he drops it into the cerebrospinal fluid water of the nautiloid. And connecting to it allows it to take the form it truly desires. Its form expands, and you watch as the nautiloid changes from a nautiloid class to a dreadnought classed vehicle. As the turrets begin to get larger, you watch as the bottom half kind of almost breaks away and falls, as even larger kind of hooked tendrils sort of make their way outwards. Nicos kind of reaches the control panel and continues to move upwards, as instead of flying up, these tendrils are large enough that they grab onto the surface and sort of wrench the ship, almost crawling out of the hole that it had made. And as this happens, Fizwick, on the deck of the ship, the air here, that's too dramatic. I didn't want that. As you arrive at the top, the air is quite fresh, and there's a certain warmth around. As you look out, the winter has been transformed. And Nicos is now beneath the skies of Icewind Dale, whatever Icewind Dale kind of looked like before the frozen winter. That's kind of what the sky looks like. I'm not sure what it looks like, mate. I'm just kind of ad-libbing there on that one.
Yeah.
Because I don't imagine it was like a bright and brilliant sky or anything like that. But
it totally could have been. In fact, perhaps something like this.
Ah, beautiful.
Ooh.
There we go.
Probably not like that. Again.
So as the large ship wrenches itself out and takes to the sky. It's going to continue unleashing the bombardment. But Fizwick, you can see like below you the fields of snow slowly melting and herds of elk running across the tundra. You can see that the blue sky, almost azure like an ocean, is intermittently mingled with these fluffy clouds, no longer filled with that dread and malice. The only thing that disturbs this rather peaceful visage is just the rain of hellfire that is coming down from the nautiloid ship upon the iceberg.
Awesome. All right. And Grukvar, Dranyaj, and Valin find themselves in this swirling kind of maelstrom of heat and warmth as the ice seems to be falling and immediately like melting, and just this deluge of water is actually just pouring onto you guys now as the ice continues to just melt around you, and this swirling, basically, just huge chunks of ice caught in the swirling and slowly giving way to water as the Mythalar activates and warms the area. The heat is almost unbearable, but Valin says, "Keep holding it." At one point, she does finally collapse, clutching at her chest, and falls to the ground. Grukvar and Dranyaj, you continue pressing in, and at some point you sense that the momentum is such that like this thing is going, and you can pull your hands back if you would like to.
I do so.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Nicos and Fizwick, I guess this is it. This is warmth has been restored to Icewind Dale. The sun rises, and there is no one there to push it back. I'll just let us each kind of talk now about what you would envision for your characters after the incidents below. Grukvar and Dranyaj, you are able to make it out. Nicos, I'll start with you.
All right. I know I've done this a bunch of times to Fizwick, but I really my end really relies on what Fizwick does.
Yeah, Fizwick, would you stay with Nicos? I guess is one question. Riding this ship.
But that's not Nicos anymore, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't think so.
All right. Well, okay. I've got a scene for you, Fizwick. If Nate's okay with me playing this out, I mean,
I'm okay.
Okay, because I know I've done a lot of that today, and I don't want to, because I feel like as a fellow GM, it's it's impolite. So,
No, it's good.
Okay. As the nautiloid moves away from the scene, you can kind of watch as what was once a series of like these large mountainous ranges has basically turned into a collapsed pit of like crushed ice, buried beneath the city of Yithrin. As Nicos is sailing the dreadnought now towards Icewind Dale, he looks and turns towards Fizwick and says, "Why did you stay, little creature? You are under no compulsion. You are under no spell or charm. Your survival, of course, admittedly one motivator. But at the time, you could have very easily sided with your comrades and the creature, Auril."
And okay, so I got that. But that's not Nicos anymore, right?
No, this is the
Mind Flayer.
Yeah, this is the Mind Flayer. I'm going to call him the Mind Flayer for now.
So
Yes,
it's
he
essentially
is-
a completely different person.
Yes.
What would it entail to get Nicos back? or is that not a thing I would be able to know?
You mean
at this point?
Tamalios?
Tamalios.
Tamalios. You would need to, I guess, I don't know. You'd have to probe, I guess. You'd have to really kind of get in there, because I mean, I don't know if Fizwick knows this, but things don't just disappear. They change form from one thing to another. Even when you die, your spirit goes somewhere else. Your body turns into grass. You know, you understand the natural state of the world. Tamalios can't just be gone. You know what I mean?
This is our classic part of the movie where the character's still a little bit in there, right? Like Peter's still in there, even though Doc Ock is...
I'm aiming in that direction. I just want to obviously give you that, you know.
I think it would be something, just to interject, I think it might be something that, like, you know, maybe you get just the tiniest little sense and you could decide to stay with Nicos to see if you can recover that.
You think Nicos could get pulled out with fear? That Tamalios would get pulled out.
I don't know the process. I would just say I would just say the question for me is like, no, you can't do that right now. You're not going to see Nicos again right now.
And
the question is,
and I don't know to trust this guy though, right? Sorry.
Right, I think to some extent, yeah. But I think the question is like, does Fizwick stay with him to see if he can eventually, or is Fizwick going to? Yeah, I don't know.
Or even just the answer to the question, like, you know, why did you help Nicos?
Yeah, there you go.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what would Fizwick's answer to that be?
Yeah.
Oh my God. I have an answer, but it sounds like, man, I'm trying to make a connection that his friend's dead, and I'm getting kind of like we'll keep going around it, like so, and there's no way to pull it out. Man, oh God.
Do it. Be honest with him. Like throw it out there. He can read your mind. You know what I mean? Like.
Mm-hmm. Oh, frickin' frack. Well. Nicos. We've been together a long ways. And I know if you're in there, you're gonna do everything you can to get out. You've got some treats for me, and I need you to go get them, Nicos. Please, if you're in there, please. This is your chance to get out. And Fizwick looks up at the sky, and you can see that he's got the scroll. I told you I would get you. Nicos, Tamalios, get out. And he casts it directly down upon where he's at.
All right. So, for those wondering, Fizwick private messaged me when Nicos found the scroll, made a stealth check to see if he could spy and observe and sneak up, and made a sleight of hand check to see if he could take what Nicos just put in his pocket in that room.
While he was kind of busy, and if you go back and watch it, you were going back and forth with Druckbart, and it was the most perfect time to do it because you guys were literally debating something, and it was just the perfect, like, I had all the time in the world to yoink it.
So, the scroll
I love this.
Of the
And
comet.
coincidentally, so the audience knows, I was very confused about the Cube of Force, which I can summarize that now if I understand it. Nicos had given Fizwick the Cube of Force, which one of its abilities is to be able to, here, I'll post it here in the chat. Well, I don't actually have it, but everything around me is, it doesn't matter what happens. And the ball, this invulnerable ball is moving around me. So.
Yeah, no, that's exactly it. All right. So as you cast that, Nicos looks up into the air. As he does so, he looks enraged. His tendrils sort of stretch outwards, and he yells out, like, just in the first time you've ever heard him speak in the Illithid language, as he says, "What have you done?" And I want to petition the GM because I don't think I'm going to survive this. I have bugger all hit points. I want to cast Disintegrate on the meteor and use the damage from my Disintegrate to try and negate a similar amount of damage, which it's 30d6. Sorry, I think it's 30d10 for Fizwick to roll.
Yeah.
And 10d6 plus 40 for me to roll to see if I can survive this.
You're gonna bore a hole.
Okay, so 30d10, and then what did you say?
So, Fizwick rolls 30d10 for
Yeah.
the comet that's about to hit our ship,
Yes.
and I'm gonna roll 10d6 plus 40 to try and disintegrate it before it hits our ship.
10d6 plus 40. Yeah.
We wouldn't
right.
even see something like that though. I'm just saying, a comet, like
Oh no! Well, yeah, no, we would
wouldn't
see
it-
it. It'd be-
What
Yeah.
is what is the
It's
actual
a
scope of the comic
legendary
say?
item. Like, oh man.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah,
I
but-
already rolled the damage for the comet, so
Did ya?
That is
Okay.
so crazy.
so go ahead and
All
tell
right.
me what you got.
All right, here we go. That is 78 damage to the comet.
Okay. So I don't know how much. So I'll just say the comet did 192 damage.
Yeah, no, that didn't. Just, so Nicos sees this, and you watch as he puts one of his hands up, and this beam of like black energy hits and starts breaking down this massive comet that's coming towards his ship. He gets his second hand, and he just tries to hold it back, but it just keeps coming unrelentingly. In the horizon, you watch as the clouds just suddenly just move away from the location of that single massive explosion. I'd even say maybe a few days or even weeks later, a tribe of like the native inhabitants of Icewind Dale come across like this unconscious goblin with a cube sort of clenched into his hand, lying in the snow amongst just these bits of rubble of the dreadnought ship. Just completely and utterly obliterated.
I had visions of Federo seeing maybe falling, but it's only a hawk, so it can only catch so much damage. So I still hit pretty hard, but it was trying to maybe soften the blow a little bit.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
picturing you
yeah.
rolling like you're in one of those inflatable balls you can walk around on water.
Boom,
You're just bouncing,
boom,
boom, boom, and then rolling end
right.
over end.
But that is the last scene of Nicos.
Yeah,
The
that was
last thing
epic.
he remembers seeing is a goblin in the little bubble with his hand to the door saying please, or hand on the.
Mm-hmm.
Does it slide down in the water vapor on the side?
Fizwick finds himself being
Concentration.
dragged back to town by these ragged tribesmen. Yeah. All right, Grukvar and Dranyaj, what does the future hold for you here in Icewind Dale or elsewhere?
I think
First of all, I'm pretty sure that
stressed out.
Grukvar and Dranya still don't know where Fizwick is. You know that for all they know, he might have died in that deluge.
Yeah,
But
we can feel free also to fast forward to reuniting.
We have seen that.
As he is going back to 10 Towns.
But I was just gonna say, I think we would wait there. We wait there at the entrance of the Cave of Hunger for a while to see if he would come out and see and maybe head in and to sort of investigate a little bit. But eventually, Grukvar would want to head back towards Bryn Shander.
Would we have heard the explosion, or
Yeah,
would
I'm
we-
wondering time-wise, when would
Far,
Yes,
too
you
far
are
away?
sipping mugs of ale somewhere, and in the distance out the window see this. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it was pretty far away probably, but anyway, sure.
I mean time-wise? I mean, did that happen while we were walking out, or does this happen? Did that
Oh,
actual
I don't know.
explosion happen
I-
much later.
Was it that same day, guys, you think? Nicos and Fizwick, do you think it would have been that same day probably?
I mean, I'd probably say the same day. It wouldn't have taken too long, and Nicos would have recovered some, but not a lot. Like maybe after a couple of short rests.
Wait,
When that explosion happens.
Okay.
this explosion is the.
The nautiloid ship going down.
Yeah.
Just describe that looked like from one of the helicarriers from Shield going down, and it's just blowing up all over the place, and it's just slowly falling, not falling like with like real gravity, just slowly like with its
Yeah.
space tech just going in as different colored explosions and shit. Just
Nice. Yep.
I would want to stop by that inn that
The Heart of the
has
North?
the Dragon Heart. Is it the Northern Light?
I think it's the Heart of the North now, right?
The Heart of the North. And
Yeah.
I wanna offer a trade for the abracadabras that I have from the city of Ythrin.
Nice.
And I want to explain to the innkeeper there how to use it so that she can use that to make food to serve people there. And
Awesome.
essentially, she won't ever run out as long as she doesn't abuse it.
Yeah.
And so I want to trade for that Dragonheart furnace to use it to build a sauna next to the Ula Shrine to employ my clan and give us something to
cool.
an honest way to make some money. And
I love it. I love it. And you have plenty of followers back in Bryn Shander who are willing to work. You've got some underlings now.
mm-hmm.
Excellent. All right. Dwergar and non-Dwergar. But yeah, some of the Sunblight clan have stuck around. What about for Dranyaj?
So I think I would I'd be pretty bummed that Fizwick never came out. I would probably tag along with Grukvar for a while, at least until we got into 10 towns and recovered for a day or two. Then I had my eye on there was a property we went to in the very beginning. We were doing some investigation and we went to an abandoned home in Caer Dinerval, right on the water.
Yeah.
I think I would probably make my way there and see about setting up a home for the first time instead of wandering around the 10 towns. Especially being that it was on the water and that, I can sort of face the water now. It's back to its normal self and I'm back to my normal self. Might even, look at getting a small boat or something like that. But I would still always sort of sit and just sort of like almost like prayer beads kind of, finger the tassels or whatever it was that Fizwick had given me. Just super bummed that, and always kind of unsettled that he never came out. I would
Came out of what?
that you never came out of the cave. We have no idea what happened to you.
So I would say probably after. Well, anyway, let's act out the moment that Fizwick comes.
Well. So what I would say is that I would probably, I'd probably make somewhat regular trips, maybe monthly or something, maybe even weekly, to the Dark Sea Workshop and see if he has if anybody's seen hide nor hair of him, if so, great. If not, then I would just continue on with my life of fulfilling the needs of the people in town for some cash, but living by the sea and kind of always looking and wondering. Maybe pop in on Grukvar every now and again.
You get a free sauna if you show up at my place.
All right.
Free sauna,
Great.
a spa day.
Spa day. I'd go to no one else but Grukvar to sharpen my weapons from now on.
Fizwick, did you have anything else you wanted to say about your what happens to you next?
Is this like you mean like the end?
Yes, I can also. I have a little something too, but yep.
Fizwick is actually going to retire back to the 10 towns and to the Darksea Workshop, where, if you remember, Grukvar had prepared him a Yeti suit that he's been wearing. And Fizwick has been slowly developing the vigilante personality, the Night Yeti, and he had. Nate, did you want to share some of that, or should I?
Yeah. No, I'll do it.
Does the Night Yeti
One
have
thing-
two owlbears?
One thing before Nate.
Oh crap!
says
We
it-
have baby owl bears.
Oh, yeah,
Well, I don't know
left
if we
this-
do. I left without them.
I forgot. One of them's got a goblin tied to it, or
A kobold.
a kobold.
Maybe they were
Kobold.
dimension doored onto the ship.
Oh,
I
that would
kept
be the end
thinking
scene.
about
that would
having
be the
them-
end scene. The kobold running, the owlbear running off with the still stuck to it. Yeah, still stuck to it, running off somewhere. Fizwick would take and honor his friend's wishes for the Northern Light, getting that set up and getting it going, becoming one of the premier locations to go to in Icewind for food, information, espionage. It's developed its own kind of little dark, not underworld, but community there that interacts with Darksea Workshop, and in some form interacts with the secret society underneath the Darksea Workshop. Fizwick had also kept some of Nicos's belongings. He had the sending stones. He had the his clothing wrapped around his head, and he would intend to at some point here try to find a way to try and resurrect Tamalios. The dagger from Dron John would actually be donated to the Darksea Workshop and given to Elias to put on display, where Elias would have locked it into a very secret place, never to be seen. Really, he didn't want it to be on public display. And
Also, it's like the Mona Lisa.
yeah. And Grukvar was honored in a drink, Grukvar's extra malt hoppy drink. Yeah. What have I got left? I think that ties it up really well. Nate, and you could describe quickly maybe a brief moment of the Night Yeti.
Yes. An old man peers over his desk in East Haven. The pounding of nails and the rhythmic saws of nearby construction can be heard as reconstruction continues after the battle against the Charlatan Dragon. East Haven is making a comeback, as are the rest of 10 towns. He opens up his book, places his spectacles on his nose, and begins to write. The tale of 10 towns and the rime of the Frostmaiden. Footsteps on the roof. Oh. He opens the window. Fizwick! Elias yells, "Not while I'm writing!" He's off on another vigilante justice mission, the Night Yeti. And that is where we will end our campaign.
Wonderful.
Bravo, Nate. Bravo, friends.
That was
Alex,
awesome.
Ryan.
Thank you guys for
Viewers.
Yeah. Oh man. Thank you so much to our viewers. This is it for now. Maybe we'll be back someday with some stuff. I'll talk to the players too about, I kind of wouldn't mind putting out some more kind of epilogue stuff just on the channel, not in live form, but maybe just writing something up or, me and Will were even talking about just some YouTube shorts with little character memories and stuff. There could be some cool stuff coming. So make sure you're subscribed. I want to give a huge thank you to our sponsor once again, Hero Forge. They've been supporting us through the stream, and we really appreciate it. Makes streaming a lot easier when we have a sponsor supporting us, and we can kind of justify sinking a lot of time into this. And thank you so much to viewers. I wish I could name you all by name, but I'll try a few here. Grendel, McBluff, Jason, Patrick couldn't be here tonight, but Patrick has been our steady moderator, so huge thank you to Patrick. Who are some of the other? Oh, Jake and
Dale,
Kendra.
Kendra.
Dale. Yep. And I know there's a whole bunch of other people that I'm missing, but those were some of the people who are just every
We
week.
got Grendel posting the updates every week, telling them when it starts.
Yep.
McBluff with her great art.
Yep. I'll remind you once again to check out Michael's stuff, Dead Aussie Gamer. on YouTube and Twitch. Down in the video description, there's links, so make sure you're following him, because I'm not going to be running much D&D for a while, but I know he's running all kinds of RPGs, so if you want to get your fix, do it.
Can I just say that you could see an image of Fizwick running across the Icewind Dale in the snow, tut 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 tut, jumping across, and you can see at the last second a spark of something purple next to him.
Okay.
That's so cool. That's so awesome. Man, no, this has been incredible. Thank you for having me. As I said, my name is Michael. I'm the Dead as a Gamer. I do tons of streams and the like. This has been incredibly pleasurable as a game, because not only do I get very few opportunities to take on the role as a player, to just kind of sit back and enjoy. Nate and I known each other for a little while, and I've run a couple of games for Nate in the past, so this is the first game that I've been in with Nate, and to do it with a campaign, no less, was an absolute pleasure. More to the point, also playing with people who I'd never met before, knowing that I can be a very overbearing player at times, because you just kind of get that way when you're a GM, like a lot of people say, like, GMs can sometimes be the worst players, but I appreciate that you guys got to share the space with me. You guys were so supportive. You gave me so much to work on, and so many complex relationships from the start of our game, freaking 39 episodes ago, all the way through to now. And it's just been wonderful getting to flesh out this character. It's one that I've had in my mind for so long, and to actually have like a conclusive beginning, middle, and end to this character is just it's so wonderful and so incredible. So thank you all for being a part of it, and for allowing me to do this with you guys, because it was truly my pleasure, and would happily do it again with any of you. And if Fizwick got a little thing, then I'll get a little thing as well. Somewhere deep in the Darklands, unseen by mortal eyes, a large, glowing and thrumming brain with an inky black hook kind of like sits unwatched, and you hear the sound of a single larval creature coming out of one of these organic pipes and just into the fluid surrounding it the moment that Nicos dies.
Nice. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
These need to be a thing, these post-credit scenes. I don't know if they are in D&D. I haven't watched them.
Oh, these are like Easter eggs, like at the end of a Marvel movie.
Yeah,
like,
they need to be a thing. Like, they're awesome.
Yeah, that's it.
Nate did his
Amalia's will
perfectly.
return.
I was trying to tell him to do it on a YouTube short, but he just worked it in at literally the perfect moment. So
it's really cool. But yeah,
the
but that's me.
Yeah, it was
Cool.
Yeah, it was great.
Any
Michael.
other final words, guys?
It's
I don't
just
know.
a great game, and I'm so glad I can play with people that add so much to it and kind of like help you out in a way and give you different alleyways to walk down.
Yeah, it's been a great journey from the beginning, not really knowing who each of the characters were, seeing them. Can we say, like, maybe everybody knows, but we were all given a secret at the beginning.
Oh yeah, if you want to, yes, we can spill the beans on those for sure. That's actually something that's mentioned in the campaign book. If we don't know your secret yet, feel free to spill the beans, or feel free to bury it with your character.
I feel like mine's pretty obvious. I was abducted by mind flayers. Was my
I thought you were
that
gonna say I really
literally
enjoy
is
dance.
one of the secrets in the book.
No,
And
legitimately
there
one of the
is
secrets.
a crashed nautiloid ship in the book in Icewind Dale.
Yep.
Dang.
And you can play one of the people who has survived the crash and dragged themselves out. But the thing was, I'd already designed the Gratal and that before we drew that secret. And then when we drew the secret, it was just like, well, okay,
course.
I guess.
So
I
that
guess this-
nautiloid that you called in, that was from somewhere in Icewind Dale.
Yeah. So
crashed in-
remember we found that, like, I think it was in Sunblighter's mansion. There was like the tied up Illithid. So he was one of the Illithids that was piloting the nautiloid, which had crashed. So what Nicos wanted to do is he wanted to turn back time to prior, when the nautiloid was still fully functional, and use that to escape, basically, and conduct his work as he would. turning back time and sort of ridding the ice and the winter and stuff was just kind of a happy coincidence more than I wanted to save Icewind Dale more. I just want my ship in working order again. So that was my secret, as it were. We kind of played around with the whole idea that, well, I am actually an illithid, so it makes sense that I survived my crash and I've been trying to get my ship back together so I can carry on whatever mission I was on. And I would have gotten away with it too if it wasn't for you and your little goblin friend. That was my secret.
Yeah.
I was my secret was that I was secretly a shapeshifter, but I explored that quite immediately when I got that, because I had no idea how that was going to fit in with just being a water genasi barbarian that I had previously generated for my own amusement a while ago, and wanted to play. But it sort of, it eventually fell into place over the course of the first, 10 episodes or so with the knife and the, well, why am I a shapeshifter and what does that mean? And so I played with that idea, not exactly the race of shapeshifters, but it wasn't specific. So I thought I'd play around with it, and I had a ton of fun doing it. It was probably a little disjointed here and there, but it's hard. It's things like that, I think, are a tricky thing to just lump in.
Yeah.
With no background at all. So you have to really think carefully about how that background fits with your character and the story that you're trying to tell. So
right, and that's for when they make the cartoon or write the novel. Then
right.
that's when they smooth out the game was the rough draft. Now we can make everything make sense.
Yeah, so we'll start from the beginning now and make
So we're in talks. We'll see how it pans out, but
cool. No, I love it. All right, Alex, did you remember your secret?
Yeah, my secret was taken by the hags, actually.
Oh, okay.
Back when that whole thing went down, I tried to resist that. I think that I rolled poorly and they were able to take it, but it's that when the prison ship that I was on got frozen in ice, myself and some other prisoners were able to free ourselves and make our way back to the tundra, heading towards Icewind Dale, but didn't have enough food, and I ended up resorting to cannibalism. That was my secret. Is that
and you were giving me shit about eating brains.
Yeah, that was not lost on me.
This guy.
That was not lost on me. I was gonna try and lay some barb along those lines, but then I was like, no, I think he's too embarrassed. Gruckbars doesn't want to let that out.
No, too ashamed.
That's from his shameful past before he.
Which is also really funny because I then also got the chef in the Dragon's Light to start feeding people. So
there's cannibalism all over Icewind Dale.
There was.
Yeah, there's cannibalism everywhere now.
Yeah.
It's spreading. All right, Will, what was yours? Was yours Owlbear Whisperer?
I think I did something with secrets already. Is that the same thing?
Yeah, I think yours was Owlbear Whisperer.
I was doing Goonie scenes. I can't remember.
I feel like it was this one. Owlbear Whisperer. Owlbears are predisposed to like me. No, was that?
That's what I would pick if I.
Or Littlest Yeti. I know you had an animal related one. It was either that or Littlest Yeti, which is you have advantage on charisma checks against Yetis. Yeah, I don't remember. Anyway.
Well, leave it.
Well, he technically got both in the end, didn't he?
Yeah,
that's true.
Because he's both a little Yeti and he's got 2 owlbears.
That's true.
And Peppermint. Don't forget Peppermint.
Peppermint. She's well taken care of. Don't worry.
Good. Excellent.
I'm gonna murder her just because she was yours.
Oh man.
Brutal.
All right.
I don't know. I've seen your murdering skills.
Do people want, by the way, because I can ask for Nate, do people want post-game discussion videos? Is that a thing they would want to see? I bet they would. I bet every single one of them says yes.
Yeah. Leave your comments on that. Yes, post-game discussion video is what.
And also tell them your favorite moments. I keep saying he should do some YouTube shorts. I think Michael would be good at those too. Just making YouTube shorts out of like your best moments from your games and stuff. And
Yeah, that'd be fun.
tell them what you love.
Well, yeah, I think, I hope to, put together some more stuff, just kind of recapping, reflecting. Remember that patrons do get access to campaign diaries where I reflect and just talk about the campaign. So
There you
the
go.
last one for this campaign coming right up soon.
Well, maybe maybe that's what we'll do. Maybe we'll have everyone like do a pre-record and then put that up on the Patreon as a
Yeah.
a campaign in review, and
Yeah.
we'll kind of talk about our experiences.
Yeah, that could be an option for sure. Well, yep, I'll think about this, and definitely appreciate everyone who's watching, and thanks to the patrons out there too. All right,
you, guys.
That's it for us. This has been amazing. Thanks for being with us on the journey. Bye, everyone.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.
We love you.